then I'm gonna play this intro. I'm gonna play this intro. Hold on. Let me play this intro. Let me play this intro real quick. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start if my laptop would ever catch up with us. I know we probably live right now, but let me do that.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, but them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, good morning, everybody in the chat.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yo, welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your main man, the number one chief rockin' Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by Greeny from LI. Let's go, yes, Giants. Sir. Let's go, Knicks.
Let's go.
Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Let's go. Greeny, how you doing, brother?
How you doing, my brother? I'm doing well. You know, out here chasing the bag. Can't never stop that. How you doing today,
chasing
my brother?
The bag, bro, because the bags deserve to be chased. Bim. Chef NYK is in the building. What's good? Miss Geraldine, what's good? I see you, boss lady. I see you, Risky Amp. Darren Wayne, my brother, what's good? Wayne, what's good, man? Pudge is in the building. Okay. Okay, I see y'all. Knicks morning brews in the building. Okay, T. Smith. All right. White Falcons in the building. Yeah, man. You know we about to get straight to that. White Falcon. We about to get straight to that, man. We couldn't wait, bro. Yeah, shout out to everybody being patient with me, man. Greeny, what's good, man? My bad.
What's good? Now you good. I was saying they up early this morning. Early bird gets the worm, baby.
Early bird gets the bag. Bam.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Word. Hey, Wisdom is up. It must be like 7 o'clock where Wiz is at. Wiz says, yeah, Wiz is up early, man. Wiz is up early. Jermaine Royce is in the building. What's good, my peoples? My
Falcon,
peoples,
man, you gotta let us do the show, man. Come on, Falcon.
White Falcon reading our mind.
Where he was backstage with us. Dang, Falcon, come on, bro. He got the same sources I got.
White Falcon got White Falcon. You the man, bro. White Falcon is the man. White Falcon is the man. King Poppy is in the building too. King Poppy in the building. Yeah, so, man.
Why did Pudge say no ice, no IQ? What's good, Pudge? Shout out to my guy.
Yeah, man.
Is IQ hurt or something? Shout out Julian Bum.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I hadn't heard anything about Emmanuel Quickly being hurt. But what I want to do though is before we really get deep into that stuff, let's talk about this elephant in the room.
Okay. You want to break the news to him?
I'm gonna break the news kind of in a soft way because I don't know what's true and what's not. I got my source is heavy.com. I'm reading an article on heavy.com.
I got a source too, so go ahead. You good? Yeah.
So So Heavy.com says media personality theorizes Joel Embiid wants out of Philadelphia. Right? And so as I scan the article, it says the slow start of the Philadelphia 76ers has already drawn a flurry of overreactions across the nation and local media, losing their first 3 games, including at the hands of the Spurs, is a reason for concern in itself. However, the manner which the team was picking up these losses especially raises red flags. The offense had looked stagnant. The defense is ineffective. The Sixers struggle to find their identity as a team. Outside of James Harden's stellar start to the year, several concerns, blah, blah, blah. During his latest episode of the Bill Simmons podcast, Ben Simmons suggested that Embiid's commitment to the Sixers may not be as firm as it once was. As he stated, Harden looks really good, but at the same time, they kind of resemble the 2019 Rockets. Maxey is not delighted about it. Embiid is not happy. I watched the Embiid thing because you have the Knicks sitting there. They are run by Leon and Wes, who you know were Embiid's guys when they were agents. They didn't make the Donovan Mitchell trade. They have a war chest of stuff, and I guarantee that they are throwing charcoal on the fire saying, man, Joel, what's going on? Why is this Harden's team? There's no way if they feel Embiid is remotely unhappy, they are not going to pour as much gasoline on that fire as they can. Bim! Let's go.
Big Bim. All I want to say is that I wouldn't have to read my source because our sources are the same person. So
the same person.
That's what I like to hear. We ain't getting no over there and over here. We getting it from the same source. I might have heard it from a different person, but it's still the same source. So that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Joel Embiid being a potential target, knowing that we might have to give up a whole barn to get him?
Here's the thing. There is a lot to digest in what I just read. Devon Fisher, what's good, Fish? Yeah. There's a lot to digest there. So for one, do you disrupt the chemistry on the Knicks that you have right now to bring in Joel Embiid? Right. So with this 3-1 start, think about this. With this 3-1 start, if it felt like happy family to you through this 3-1 start, do you risk bringing in an oversized personality like Joel Embiid that may disrupt happy family? Right?
I see what you're saying.
Think about that real quick. So I'm not saying the Knicks are a dominant team, right?
But they are gelling. I see what you're saying. I see what you're going here.
Right. And I believe, as currently constructed, this team with a top 2 offense and a top 4 defense, if they stay in the top 5, this is a second round team at worst. Right? Think about what I'm telling you, New York Knicks fans.
This is a tough
one. Top right now. Hey, Kerry Cox is in the building. What's good, Cox? Lee in the building.
For me, Freeze. This one is a tough one. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right. And so check out what I'm saying. Right now, the Knicks are top 2 in offense, and or say I'm just gonna say top 5 for both. Right now, the Knicks are top 5 in offense and top 5 in defense. With these parts that we got, right? We like to run up and down the floor. Kerry Cox, you with me, right? Cox, you with me? These young Knicks like to run up and down the floor, right? Now, do you disrupt the best thing you've seen from the Knicks in about 10 to 12 years to bring in the opposite of what they're doing successfully right now? Because once you bring in a 270-pound center that's an ISO scorer, all that running up and down the floor is going to stop. Right? And
that's a tough one, though. Because then we have a half-court offense. But go ahead, continue.
But here's the thing. It's not just running up and down the floor. Joel Embiid is a touch guy. You got to get Joel Embiid touches, bro. Right? Now we doing Happy Family. Right now it's Happy Family. Now it's like those ABC Family movies where the father has a great job and the mom has a great job. And it's like the Brady Bunch right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the Brady Bunch right now, right? Now, do you disrupt the Brady Bunch for Joel Embiid that is a certified Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
And if we're number 2 in defense right now, without Joel Embiid, when you add Joel Embiid, you're going to be number 1 in defense, period.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking about. You're going to be number 1 in defense, and you're going to have half-court offense.
And you're going to have half-court offense. And on top of that, hey, AC, what's good, bro? We were talking about the Ben Simmons thing about Joel Embiid being unhappy in Philly and possibly
Bill Simmons, not Ben Simmons. Bill Simmons.
Bill Simmons. I'm sorry. That's a Freudian slip right there. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Do you bring in Joel Embiid based off of what you heard from Bill Simmons, or do you keep the Happy Family? Do you keep the Brady Bunch? Do you keep Nirvana? Right? Do you keep this happy feeling? Right? I'm going to say this. If your defense is top 5 right now, when you add Joel Embiid, it's going to be number 1, period. Right? And think about this. If you're a Knicks fan, going into this game tonight against Giannis, you're hoping that Randall steps up in his big game, in his big game Randall. We know big game Randall. Big game Randall steps up against his peers, right? But if we had Joel Embiid, there wouldn't even be a question.
Wouldn't even be a question. Giannis will have to go through 2 people.
Right.
Then we have the half-court offense to spread out teams with Joel. Like, I don't know. This is a really good topic. I don't know. I just don't. I agree with you. I'm not for bringing the disgruntled player to a team like you said. It's happy right now. That's the one thing that I don't agree with.
And Selly. So we have 2 sources. You know, we check sources around here. We don't just spout random stuff. So the 2 sources, Selly, is right now. So the thing is so I saw the article on heavy.com when Greeny mentioned it to me because I hadn't heard about it. He mentioned it to me. So the first thing I did was check the internet. I checked those internet streets, right? So heavy.com is where I saw it. And heavy.com's source is the Bill Simmons podcast. So we have 2 sources. One firsthand. So we have a firsthand account and a secondhand account. Our firsthand account is heavy.com. Our secondhand account is Bill Simmons, the Bill Simmons podcast via heavy.com. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. Greeny, here's the thing that's intriguing, right? Mm-hmm. Here's the thing that's intriguing.
Wow. You just really opened my eyes with that Bucks analysis with Joel Embiid on the Knicks. But continue, I'm sorry.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you go after Embiid, what are you giving up?
You're going to give up a boatload. I'm not even going to lie. You're giving up Mitchell off rip. You're giving up probably Obi and Quickly, and most likely like McBride.
I don't think they want Quickly since they have Maxey.
But then you're gonna have to. But who are they gonna like? Really, who are you gonna want? You're not getting Brunson. You're not getting RJ. You're not getting Randall.
Right.
Who you gonna take?
Right now they're not getting. Right now they're not. Okay, I'm sorry.
We're giving you Mitchell, so you're not getting iHeart neither. You know what I mean? So who realistically are you gonna get? You're gonna take D Rose or Fournier if you don't want Quickly. Or
you got to make the salaries match.
And that's why I'm saying, like, that's why I was like, that's where it's tough for me because the Knicks are gonna have to give up a lot to get him.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And my belief, I think what entices Philly to do the deal is Joel. You have to take Joel Embiid, of course, or we not just doing a random move to do a random move, right? Mm-hmm. But in order for Philly to come off Joel Embiid, I think you have to take dead salary for. I think you have to take back Tobias Harris.
What you don't think
that is what entices Philly to do the deal, right? So we got to take back Tobias Harris.
So giving them draft capital wouldn't butter it up.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying what's buttering it up is us taking Tobias Harris.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like for instance,
I mean, Tobias is not a bad pickup for us. I see what you're saying. Though we have to take on salary. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Because to them, it's like you know how when you buy new furniture and you got the old couch in the living room.
Yeah.
You like, oh god damn.
I got to find somebody to give this to.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you mean, and it's still a good enough couch to be in somebody's house. It's not side of the street material. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one is very intriguing. Very intriguing.
Yeah,
because it makes us a contender. But like you said, like how far of a contention are we with Joel Embiid? Like,
and so this is the question: if you feel like this team is currently constructed is a second round team, then why trade for Joel Embiid? Because the best he's ever done is the second round.
Mm-hmm. But I do think that we might have a better all around team. Like they have better brand names, but I think our team constructed all together it might be better. I know it sounds weird because they have Harden and all, but I do honestly think we might have a better all around team because they don't have a bench, and I feel like that's why they're struggling. If they had a bench, they would be fine.
And that's why they would gut us. Everybody we send them, bro, basically what they'll do is they'll surround James Harden with Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, Quentin Grimes, Obi Toppin, Isaiah Hartenstein, Mitchell Robinson. They're going to take all of that. They're going to take all of that and put it around James Harden and let Philly be the James Harden show.
Yeah, it's going to be the Philadelphia Rockets.
Yeah.
And they'll have Mitchell Robinson down there just like Clint Capella.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Rockets all over again.
Yeah. And that might be a good thing for Mitch because if you're a center, if you're a pick and roll center, you can make a career in the NBA with James Harden.
And I think that's the biggest thing of why Joel is disgruntled because he's not a pick and roll big
center.
He wants to down low and he wants to increase. The one thing I do think the Knicks will benefit tremendously from Joel Embiid, he's a half court set and he can space the floor as well. So that's where I think the Knicks will really benefit from him. And like you said, we're also going to be the number one defensive team. Like we already got Julius Randle that's, top 8 in defensive efficiency when it comes to power forward. So then you're putting a guy like Joel Embiid behind him. That's going to be scary.
And you know what else you do? And what else? Here's the thing. So the Knicks, right, score 120 points a game, right? Right? Second in the NBA. Or at least they were last night. You know how teams play late at night. You never know how the things update and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. At this very moment, Cam Reddish has a 101 defensive rating.
That's not that bad.
That's Bro, that's superb. Marcus Smart in his defensive player of the year, was 105. And at this moment,
Joel Embiid, he's always under 100. Always.
Yeah, and at this moment right now, Cam Reddish through 4 games is 4 points better.
4 points better than Embiid?
No, 4 points better than Marcus Smart the year he won Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow, that's nice too. What is Marcus Smart's defensive rating right now?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't research it, and I'm on this laptop, bro. So I can't throw the stuff up on the screen like I was. But you know, when I get back right, you come on, bro. You know me.
That's very intriguing, knowing that you said Cam Reddish has 101
defensive rating, bro. Right now, I don't know if that's the best on the team, but it damn sure feels like it.
Why is he not starting?
Yeah,
I know Fournier defensive rating is not that high,
or that low.
Oh, I mean, that low. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Low man win in defense. So, but yeah. So, but the thing is the Joel Embiid thing is intriguing in a sense where if Joel Embiid at his very best is just a second round guy, why would you trade for a second round guy and you feel like you can get there by yourself without Joel Embiid?
The only answer I could say to that is Joel Embiid is an MVP type candidate, you know, and
yes,
that on our team, come on. Like if we have a for sure guy that we can pass on the ball half court set, okay, Joel, get us a bucket in a post. Now he done killed them in the post. He can kick it out to Brunson. He can kick it out to RJ, kick it out to Julius. And then you got to remember, if they do, you know, switch their defensive plan, we could send them out on the 3 and let Jalen Brunson break them down or run a pick and pop with him and Jalen Brunson. So, like, it's tough. It's really a tough call for me because I like our bench. Our bench is – what bench in the NBA is putting up 70 points?
Yeah, and you know what else, too? Because that's a great way of thinking about it, right? That's a great thing about it. And yo, let me answer Sherwin's question real quick. So Sherwin asked, who do the Knicks have to trade for Joel Embiid? I'm telling you right now, the Sixers are going to ask for 2 starters, 2 young players, and about 3 or 4 draft picks, right? Think about what I'm saying. They're going to ask for 2 starters, 2 young players, and 3 or 4 first-round picks. Greeny, are you willing to give up 2 starters, 2 young players, and 3 or 4 first-round picks?
Nope. I'll give up Mitchell Robinson, maybe 2 of our young players, and like 3 draft picks. Hey,
Sherwin. Yeah, Sherwin, you can trade your starters.
I'm trading Mitchell Robinson.
You can trade your right
all day. I'm trading Mitchell Robinson for Joel Embiid all day long. And plus the money. You know what I mean? Like you have to.
Yeah. So right now, you can trade RJ Barrett, Evan Fournier, and Julius Randle right now.
Nah, that's not
no. But no. I'm not saying that's what you want to do. What I'm saying is they are eligible to be traded.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that's what you want to do. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Right? What I'm saying though is you could trade those guys because those guys' contracts are not new.
Mm-hmm.
Dripmore says, "Let the Sixers trust the process." But what I will say to you is this: I'm really at a crossroads with this. I'm really neutral on this, right? I'm neutral on this because Joel Embiid's ceiling as a team player is a second round of the playoffs, right? But he's an MVP candidate as well. And the last time we even got close to an MVP candidate, it was Julius Randle's most improved season where he finished 8th. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, RJ Mitch and 3 first-round picks for Embiid.
RJ.
Wow.
Mitch? Oh, nah.
Hey, Paris Duggar, you serious? Are you serious?
I'd rather give up Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, and like IQ and D Rose or Fournier or something like that.
Yeah, and Building Block says something that makes sense, man. I'm with Building Blocks. Check out what Building Block said. So Building Blocks is basically saying Philly ain't trading Joel Embiid in the division unless you give them a haul, right? But here is another thing, Greeny. Here's another thing I wanted to run by you, and that's why when you mentioned it to me, it had my head racing with all these different things because we're not dealing with normal factors here. Normal factors are not at play here, right? Mm-hmm. Hit Murphy says, "What's good, everyone? If I could start with Brunson and Embiid and RJ for the Knicks, everyone and everything else can be on the table." Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Hitting Murphy coming in here, kicking in the door. Murphy coming in, kicking in the door. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
See, my only thing that I could fight back to Murphy is that, number one, if your player that you trusted the process with wants out of your city, there's only 2 things you could do. And that's trade him and get value for him, or send him somewhere so you can get a haul back before he walks out the door and you get nothing. So they're going to have to do something eventually. That's number one. Number two, if Embiid has links to World Wide West and Leon Rose before they were even agents.
Right.
So you also got to think about that as well. If he comes out and says he wants to go to New York and he says that to Philly, who else? Who really realistically? Who else is going to give them a haul for Joel Embiid?
See, but that's the thing, Greeny. That's the thing, because you're thinking in a conventional way, and I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. But here's the thing: Daryl Morey is not a conventional GM, right?
He can't be on both sides of the fence. It's either rebuild or win a championship with Harden.
Nah. It's not even. The thing about what I'm getting at is Daryl Morey doesn't see, in my opinion, he doesn't see Joel Embiid the way we see Joel Embiid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, if we go by the 2K scale, right? Mm-hmm. How you rank players? Okay, I think Daryl Morey ranks Joel Embiid as probably an 88 or 89. The rest of the league looks at Joel Embiid like a 93, 94. But the Knicks, we look at Joel Embiid like a 97. You know what I'm saying?
I think they insulted him by saying he had 95, 92, 93. I think he's more 95 and up, if you ask me.
Because you're a Knicks fan. That's what I just said.
But there's only one other big man in the league that's actually doing what he does. And he's unreal.
Right. But so Daryl Morey don't... But Daryl Morey don't care about a big man, bro.
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean.
All Daryl Morey cares, about is spreading the floor with 3-point shooters that can defend. The more 3-pointers, the better.
Yeah, my thing is it didn't work in Houston, so why would you try to come to Philly to do it?
Right. And the thing is, like how yesterday I put out the thing of the Brunson burner. I did the Brunson burner video yesterday morning. Mm-hmm. Yo, y'all check out the Brunson burner video. But when a player and a GM fall in love with each other, bro, it don't matter what the other players want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I just don't want him to, because look, Embiid could tell him, hey. Hold on. First, before we say anything, is the team option or a player option on Embiid's contract?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, bro.
Depending on what goes on from there, then we can know. And then as well, like What if he tells them I wants to go to the Knicks and he has a player option and they're telling him like, oh, we got this set up for you. He's saying no. He's saying no. He's saying no. Now it comes down to the point where you have to do something or he's gonna walk out the door.
Yeah. The irony to this, Greeny, is this, bro. The irony to it is, I think Julius Randle next to Joel Embiid makes Julius Randle an all-star.
If that happens, we are contenders for the East.
And Philly knows that too, though.
And I think Joel Embiid knows that as well. So why wouldn't you go over there to make your counterparts that you just left angry?
Yeah.
Why not do that? Why not go back to the team that could have made a championship run with you and go to another team that's in a division that you're going to verse 4 times a year and destroy them every time and show them how you should have did with me.
Right. Right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, Greeny. If it was just about those principal parts, I think this is something that could probably be negotiated. Right. But Daryl Morey doesn't value certain players. Like, he's got a different value system. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying with the Darnell. We're gonna have to negotiate really well with him. And this is another thing. I feel like he the other age.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I know we're gonna have to give a lot for Joel Embiid. I'm not saying that.
Of course.
He's an MVP candidate. I understand that. But
of course.
I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like if the Knicks can play their cards right this time, they actually can win this negotiation. They shouldn't come out there and expose themselves too early, because then, you know, I feel like we exposed ourselves too much with the Donovan Mitchell thing. That's why. And then the Knicks is, oh, well, nobody else can come take them. You know what I mean? So I just think the Knicks need to sit back and let it play. Let Joel do his job. If Joel is disgruntled and he want to get out, just let him do what he wants. The cards will play itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
Right. And Miss Geraldine says, here we go again with other team players. Right. Listen, Miss Geraldine, listen, this is where I'm at on it. Right down the middle. I'm in the middle of the road on it.
Me too. I am too. Because
I'm not saying chase Joel Embiid, but I'm also saying, like, I'm not saying chase Joel Embiid. Right. That's not what I'm saying. I didn't wake up this morning to get on here and talk about Joel Embiid to the Knicks. What we wanted to do was talk about how this team is playing synergetic, like how there's a certain level of team chemistry here, right? But here's the thing: if a Joel Embiid is out there to improve your team, do you at least look at it?
And then my whole thing with the Joel Embiid, Uncle Freezy, is that when he gets here, he's probably gonna attract more people to come here. Right.
That's why this thing is so intriguing to me, Greeny. It's not that I value other teams' players, right? Because at the end of the day, all we could do is play the guys that we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this though, and this is all Greeny fault because Greeny said it to me first. My thing is team chemistry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let these guys play together. Don't rock the boat. Develop chemistry. For the first time in a long time, the Knicks actually like playing together and for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
True. That is very true.
So it's the first time in a long time we got, man, Obi Toppin threw a lob to somebody else for the
behind the back.
Yeah, yo, come on.
Yeah, you're right. Like, think about it. Cam Reddish is buying in on the defensive side of that. Yeah, you can't ask for more. Like that said, and it's just your point is correct. You don't bring in a disgruntled star to mess up all of that team chemistry when you never had that for years. And I agree with you, because what Philly is going to do, they're going to hit us for our bench. And I do think that, like you said, they're going to try to get the bench from us because they know that can revitalize their team because they have Harden already.
Yeah.
But, man, this is a really – it really would just have to depend on what – if, like I said, if he got the player option or a team option, and what they want, really. If they looking for players or if they looking to rebuild in the draft. That's what I don't like. Other than that, I don't know. It's just I'm so on both sides, like you said.
Yeah, you could see it. You could see it both ways, right?
Yeah, because like you said, Joel comes, they get rid of our bench. Okay, now we have a weakness. But at the same time, Joel Embiid might bring another superstar to our team or bring bench play another, I just don't know.
Yeah. And and for those thinking like, does Joel Embiid attract superstars? Think about all the dudes that Joel Embiid played for, like dudes that are already in his career. He played with Jimmy Butler and James Harden.
And Ben.
So if you saying that Joel Embiid don't attract superstars, you bugging.
Mm-hmm.
He played with Jimmy Butler and James Harden in the same career, and the dude is like 29. Come on.
Ben. If you want to say that,
and Ben. Come on. Now I'm not, and I think I saw something else in the chat too, where somebody said other teams may have more to offer, but this ain't about what other teams have to offer. This is about Joel Embiid potentially liking the Knicks.
Mm-hmm. He has links to World Wide West and Leon Rose before they were agents.
I mean, while they were agents.
Yeah, I think it was like right when they became agents, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Leon Rose was the biggest agent in the game. Hey, Luke Skywalker Visions. Hey, good morning, bro. He says we tripping. Luke Skywalker Vision says we tripping. So I don't know what I'm tripping about, bro. I didn't say go after Embiid. I just
brother.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm tripping about.
We ain't tripping. This is the actual reporters. We ain't tripping, buddy.
Yeah.
Made this up. This is actual sources, brother.
Yeah, man. So man, it's a fascinating thing because I think Daryl Morey would be more interested in Obi Toppin.
Toppin and Grimes. I think those two.
Yeah, because Obi does big man stuff and he can shoot the three.
He's versatile. Yep, very versatile. That would be perfect for Harden too, like you said, because they can run a pick and roll with Harden and Obi, and it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
My thing is, I don't think they're gonna take Mitchell Robinson for Joel Embiid. That's just my thing, because their whole spacing now is all messed up. Because Joel Embiid can kind of space the floor for Philly because he can shoot, he can pick and pop. Mitchell Robinson, you can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
I know. And James Harden needs that space. He can't just have somebody sitting in the paint because he goes to the right as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think the thing is fascinating, bro, in a sense that New York is finally somebody's preferred destination.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's gonna keep trending that way for the next couple of years, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's just New York's time. Like, honestly, I just think it's our time for the star to come. Just a matter of time right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Knicks keep playing well the way they do now without a superstar. Come on, man. Somebody's gonna say, man, I want to go play for the Knicks.
Yeah, it's intriguing that the Knicks 2 times in the same year is somebody's preferred destination. Because we got a feeling Donovan Mitchell wanted to come here.
I'm pretty sure he wanted to come here.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he wanted to come here, but he wanted to keep his career professional, so he didn't want to say he wanted to come to New York because for some reason they say when you demand where you want to go, that messes up your value as a player or something like that. Like,
yeah,
it's weird. I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand how a player that dedicates their loyalty to your organization and makes your organization relevant again, he can't ask for a place to where he wants to go because he just worked his tail off for your organization. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
And we don't understand how the inner workings of the NBA circles and all that stuff. But at the same time, I could see where the other owners find it to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, your preferences are your preferences.
True.
You know, and you ask and they ask the players to be professional, and some of these guys in leadership aren't necessarily professional themselves.
True. That is
so
true.
it's like the weird double standard.
This Joel Embiid thing, man. It's crazy because now watch the 76ers go on like a 10-game win streak.
Right. And my fear is the distractions.
You think they're trying to distract us?
No, my fear is that this Joel Embiid thing comes out on Friday morning. And if we lose to the Bucks tonight, cats are gonna be like, we wouldn't have lost if we had Joel Embiid. Yeah,
you're
really.
You're right. Around 3:00 afternoon, all the Knicks fans gonna know Joel Embiid. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right,
man. And so it's a weird situation that we're in. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. You know. I mean, yeah.
This is a tough one for me. I would just have to see what they want, and if Joel Embiid has a player option, I would just wait. I wouldn't even offer nothing. I would ask them what they want, and that's it. I wouldn't even.
Talking about JoJo.
For Joel Embiid, because if he has a player option, let's say he really does wants to come to the Knicks, you just wait it out. You play the waiting game. Game. You wait, keep waiting. Then it's gonna come down to a point where it's either you deal me now to the Knicks, or I'm gonna walk out the door and go sign to the Knicks for nothing. And they're gonna have Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and all those other guys there still.
Yo, and guess what? Tom Brady and Giselle are getting divorced.
Oh yeah, that's been approved.
Oh man.
Yeah, we've been through that.
Oh man.
Antonio Brown, he messed up everything.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown's wild.
Yeah. Man, it's a lot of things. I'm looking up Joel Embiid's contract right now.
You play option or team option?
I don't know yet. I just got to the page. Okay. So he has a 5-year. Wow. So he's got a 5-year, $147 million contract, right?
Okay.
And
does it say TO or PO?
No, there's nothing next to it, man.
Wow. So that means he could just literally
be unrestricted in 2013.
And go.
He unrestricted next summer, or does he have a contract kicking in?
You see what I'm saying?
No.
No.
He signed a 4-year extension. It kicks in next summer. It's 4 years, $210 million.
And that's a team option.
Yeah, that's all the way through 2027. And so so in 2026. Yeah, 2027. Yeah, so he's on the books for bread, bro.
Yeah, he's on the books for bread. I knew he was on the books for bread. That wasn't even the question for me.
Yeah.
My question was he had the player option because then he could just walk out the door.
Yeah.
And I think that Joel Embiid would have opened this up because then you got Jaylen Brown becoming a free agent in like 2 years. Like I ain't even gonna lie to you. He might have attracted stars, so you never know when Embiid comes who's gonna want to come or anything.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. But I like the feeling of this current Knicks roster. Like I don't care about Jaylen Brown right now, bro.
Me too. I agree with you.
I like this feeling of peace, right? And for those trying to figure out, like, I'm not talking about pieces. I'm talking about So okay. So here's the thing. I understand that peace is not the absence of war. I understand that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Peace is not the absence of war, right? Peace is people getting along, right?
Okay.
What I'm saying is I like this feeling where we are right now with the point guard. We have a point guard that looks like he's the future.
Yeah.
Right. I like the emergence of Cam Reddish and his defense.
Yep.
Right. I like the synergy with Obi just wanting to go out there and win.
Mm-hmm. I like the chemistry between the big three as well.
Yeah. See, I like all of that.
For them, for like you're saying, for 4 games into the season, for y'all to be almost like, it's not like y'all are mid-season form, but y'all are gelled. Y'all are gelled. It's not like y'all are struggling and fighting and this, that. Y'all know what to do. So, yeah.
But the thing, Greeny, is even though I like this feeling, I just don't know how far this team can go. So I'm willing to wait and see.
Mm-hmm. I'm on the same page as you because I had the same way about our roster when the whole Donovan thing was going. I really didn't care because I knew I didn't know our roster would perform like this, but I knew we would be having a possibility to be a team like this. And you say, you just got to play the waiting game sometimes. Sometimes you just got to wait. You can't just throw all your chips in the back bucket. You got to wait and see. Play your cards. Play the cards that are dealt you and just wait.
Right.
And like you said, it's just now you got 2 superstars that want to be in the Knicks in less than 6 months.
Right.
Sketchy, man. And don't let the Knicks come out and beat the Bucks tonight.
And if that's the other direction that I want to get to is not that So here's the thing. The Bucks will be favored at home against the Knicks, right?
Of course.
It is what it is. The Bucks are former NBA champions. They have a league MVP type player in his prime. Mm-hmm. If we lose to them, there's no harm in that, right? Because most teams lose to the Bucks. I think the Bucks are undefeated right now.
No, only undefeated team is Portland. I believe so. If they didn't,
Portland lost the other night.
All right, so then that was the only undefeated team. So there's no more undefeated teams.
Okay. All right. So Portland, and last I checked, had the number 1 ranked defense, right?
Portland, wow.
I mean, I'm sorry, Milwaukee.
Okay.
Milwaukee had the number 1 ranked defense, right? It's just odd. It's just odd to me, man. So if you put a gun to my head, well, no, let me use a different phrase. If you made me make a decision,
mm-hmm.
right? If you made me make a decision, I would say stay pass on Joel Embiid.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
Now, here's the thing. If you told me the decision is made, we're going to go get Joel Embiid, I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with it if you go get Joel Embiid, knowing that the next 4 years of his prime are probably going to be his best 4 years, and then after that, you probably won't get anything else after Joel Embiid.
And what is his what's Joel's age again? He's 29, I think, or 28.
I think he's like 20. I think he's somewhere in there.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do it then.
Yeah.
Because I was the same way with the Damian Lillard thing. Like, I wanted Dame, but then once I looked at his age, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Because realistically, Joel Embiid is one knee injury from away from not being that guy no more. Like, you know what I mean? Because his age.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is 28.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's very tough. Because like you said, 4 years, he's 32.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
4
tough.
years, he's 32. And in them 4 years, if we do get him, between them 4 years, the Knicks have to have a plan so that when Joel Embiid gets to year 4, he's not the main focal point of the team anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just gonna be so tough. I don't think the Knicks can do that in 4 years.
Yeah.
But like I said, you never know because Joel Embiid may bring a superstar over here, like a young person, a young player that's 24, 25 years old, RJ Barrett, you never know. And then now you have a mediocre Joel Embiid on the back end of his career with a dominant superstar like player to carry
and making mad money. But yeah.
But at that point, you could probably talk to Joel if he see the Knicks trending and trying to be a championship, then you could talk to Joel. Hey, Joel, we need you to take a pay cut so we can make this championship run.
I don't know.
You're of age. You done made your money, Joel. Come on, man.
I'm on
do
the
you want to win or
fence,
do you
bro.
want the money? You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm not. You know, I'm just giving.
I'm waffling right now, bro. I'm waffling right now, man.
Same way as you are, because I like our team how it's constructed right now. We can get an injury on our team right now and still be good.
Yeah.
If Joel Embiid comes, that might not be the case.
Right.
You know? So, like I said, I like our team how it's constructed now. I like the chemistry. I like how they all bought in for each other. You can see that they have the chemistry. Like, I got your back, you got my back, brotherhood. So, I'm all for it. Keep this squad and just keep pushing.
Yeah. Let me put. I'm gonna do.
I don't like I said. I don't want them to try to make do this push with Joel and then like you mess up this team that actually look good for you right now. Because if you ask me, if our team goes to the playoffs and our bench is putting up 60 points in the playoffs, it's gonna be tough for any team. It's gonna be tough. What if we match up against Philly in the playoffs and they have no bench and our bench is coming off, dropping their bench off every time?
Yeah, that's the team. That's the team we would want to see. That's the team we want to see in the playoffs.
Yeah. Even a team like the Bucks, I feel like they don't have a bench. I feel like their bench will get killed by our bench.
Yep.
Who? Noir? That's who's gonna stop? Who?
Javon Carter?
Come on, bro. West Virginia.
Wesley Matthews? He used to be a Knick.
Wesley Matthews.
Yes, he used to be a Knick.
He should be out of the league.
Yeah, you remember we got Wesley Matthews in the Porzingis trade.
Yeah, but the last time he was relevant was Trailblazers.
Yeah.
And that was a very long time ago.
Yeah. Man.
Like, who you telling me Wesley Matthews is gonna stop Cam Reddish? You telling me Javon Carter is gonna stop IQ? Whoever their big man is gonna stop iHeart? I'm pretty sure iHeart is already taller than him.
So here's the thing. This is what Hinton Murphy says. Let me do a couple of. Hey Ivory, I see you. I'm on a laptop, bro. The laptop is not ideal. There we go. What's good, brother?
What's happening, gentlemen? What's happening? Good to see you all.
Man, where you been, bro? What's good to see you, boss?
Man, you wouldn't believe what's going on in this world. But yo, I'll keep it to the subject right now. But I'm but there's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. Let me read Hinton's comment real quick. He says, so you don't want to go into a game with Brunson and Grimes in the backcourt, Cam, RJ, Randall, Joel Embiid as your top 6 players.
Not bad.
That's great in my opinion.
That's fire right there.
I think Brunson, Embiid, and Randall are potential all-stars. Joel Embiid is definitely an all-star.
Yeah,
I think that's a nice proposal, but like Uncle Freezy said, I think the Philly Sixers are gonna want 2 starters. I think they're gonna want 2 of our starters.
They can take Mitch and RJ. Take them.
Yeah.
Take him.
We got to include Fournier to match dollars.
They can take him too.
Honestly, if we get Embiid, I might be on more of the get rid of Randall for real.
What?
Even though I love Randall to death, I
But
really
I don't think
do.
they're going to want Randall, right? I mean, that's probably not something they're going to want because if they're looking to kind of rebuild a little bit, they're probably not going to want Randall because of his age and his contract. But a guy like RJ who's getting paid but is still young is something probably more attractive to them, I think.
Yeah, and he'll be a trade chip for them because you wouldn't want RJ and Harden together because now you're taking athleticism out of the game with Harden and RJ on the floor at the same time.
And they're looking to trade. If they trade Embiid, they're definitely looking to trade Harden as well. I think. I don't.
That's
think,
how I feel.
Nah.
That's how I feel. I have to agree with Ivory because if they're gonna rebuild, they just gotta rebuild fully. Get rid of Harden, get rid of Embiid. Don't hold neither one of them because then, like I said, you're gonna have to make a championship with Harden. Like you have to do that.
But Greeny. But here's the thing. Nobody said Philly's looking to rebuild. The point that Ben Simmons made was that Joel Embiid is disgruntled with his role in Philly. The Philadelphia 76ers never said they were going to rebuild. This is merely Joel Embiid disgruntled about him playing second fiddle to James Harden.
If they're still trying to win, then that changes the trade completely. If they're still trying to win, then Randall is probably in that trade with RJ or something like that. But I just don't see how they're trying to win and they get rid of their best piece. I don't think they would do that. No matter how disgruntled he is, I just don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. And I think somebody in the chat said it. Because for one, Doc Rivers is not a rebuild coach. Doc Rivers is a playoff coach, right? And secondly, Toonie Music says, Toonie Got It says, the GM loves Harden. Daryl Morey loves James Harden. Right? We know that because we saw it in Houston. Think about all the players that Daryl Morey traded away to keep Harden happy. He traded away Chris Paul. He traded away Russell Westbrook. He traded away James. Did John Wall play with James Harden?
I believe
in Houston.
Did. I believe they did. But I
think
believe
about.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Was that when he was hurt though? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know, but I know John Wall was flipped for Russell Westbrook. Bro, I mean, yeah. I mean, think about all the.
If they're going to get rid of such a big piece, and they're looking for equal value, which you can almost never get unless you get really lucky with another disgruntled star on another team. I just look
or reverse the organization.
Right. It's just a tough thing to imagine happening if they're still trying to win. If they're blowing it up, then the Knicks and all their draft picks and some of their talent, makes the young talent makes sense. But if they're still trying to compete, I don't think the Knicks are the right team to trade with. I think they're going to look for equal talent if they're still trying to win, and I don't think the Knicks have that.
I was going to say, do you think that this is just a case of two stars that are just not team players? Because if you think about it, we look at Joel Embiid's track record of who he played with. He has some pretty good candidates. And we look at James Harden. He has good candidates of who they play with, but they just can't get past the second round.
They can't get past the second round.
So now that I dig deep down, like Uncle Freezy said, I'm on both sides of the fence here. It's just too many red flags as well as too many pros. So it's like,
right.
I don't know.
Because so Pudge basically Embiid after 2023 is going to average over 50 million a year.
Ooh.
From 23 to 27 is over 50 million.
Is the cap going up next year as well?
Yeah. That's what they say. But we don't know what the cap number is going to be yet.
Jumps. Yeah, you're right. We don't know the number, but they are telling us it might be a big jump, but we don't know the number. So.
Yeah. I would say if you're the Knicks, you have to understand where you are as a franchise. Are you going to allow this organic thing to play itself out? and see what the results are and then add pieces afterwards? Or are you a team that's only in a holding pattern because you want multiple stars, because you know stars win championships in this league? And right now, depending on how you view this 3-1 start, it affects your decision making going forward. Are you a team playing and building organically and seeing how far you can go? Or are you just in a holding pattern waiting for the Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris trade? Because, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think the only way we pull off the Joel Embiid deal is if we take Tobias Harris.
So then get rid of Randall.
But you can't get rid of him. The reason why you take Tobias Harris is because Tobias Harris makes more money than Joel Embiid, and is like with 1/3 of the production. The Tobias Harris contract is a terrible contract, right? But the thing about it is, you entice the Sixers by saying, "I'm not giving you any young players or any of that stuff, but what we will do is we'll take on Tobias Harris contract and throw you a couple of first-round picks. That's it."
Yeah, like I don't know. It all depends on what Philly's trying to do. If they're trying to win, the Knicks are not the partner. If they're trying to break it down, then the Knicks are the right partner, right? I mean, it comes down to, and here's the deal. You know, I wouldn't say Embiid is the best choice as far as what we should go after, because I think we have a couple of bigs that get it done, and we don't need to put $50 million into a big. But the fact of the matter is, this team needs a star. This team needs a franchise player, and I've said it before. We're not going anywhere until we get one. We're not going anywhere until we get one. And if you were to put a guy like, you know, some of the young guys in that trade, if they were breaking it down, I don't have any problem putting RJ in that trade. I have no problem putting Obi in that trade and putting Tobias Harris as the backup for. I think that works. I mean, that could work. I mean, I don't know, you know, it's not a long-term winning situation, but it's certainly something that'll do.
But how do you match the money, though?
We throw in whoever we have to throw in to match them. You were mentioning the Fournier, blah, blah, blah.
And the Rose.
Fournier, RJ, Obi,
Derrick Rose.
And Mitch, you know, with that trade, you know, listen, I don't want to deal with Mitch. I don't want to deal him. But if you're getting Embiid, you got to do something like that. So those four get it done, along with, you know, a pick or two. I think it gets it done.
Right. Man, I think man, I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. This feels like the Donovan Mitchell thing all over again.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
I'm not up on it as much as you guys. Are there rumors that we're interested in something like this? Is this something like going on behind the scenes? This is nothing's coming from the Knicks.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. Right. This is pure speculation. Bill Simmons has inside sources and all that stuff, and he's saying that Joel Embiid wants to be a Knick, and he's disgruntled with his role with the 76ers.
Get him.
And then, like I said,
you asked the question a minute ago about, are we like biding our time or are we building? I think the management told us we're biding our time so we can make that big move. That's what this management team is trying to do. We don't we're not all about building and trying to build up and go one brick at a time, blah, blah, blah. That is not what we're doing. We're looking to make the big deal for the big time player to, you know, and I think they proved it with Donovan Mitchell. That's what they're trying to do. And I think that we have to do that. I don't think we have a choice if we want to be competitive.
Okay. So right now we're 3-1.
Right. But right now, this is just, last year we were 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 last year. And look where we ended up. You know, it's a symptom of, you know, who we're playing. I think we also have, you know, a great new player in Brunson as well. But I'm not gonna fall for the okie doke. You know, I'm not gonna sit here thinking that the Knicks are really a championship competitor type team because we've done well here the first 4 games. I don't believe that. I think that we're still a mediocre team going absolutely nowhere until we get that franchise player.
What would you be thinking then if the Knicks were 1-3 today?
The same exact thing. We're going nowhere.
The same thing. Okay.
We're mediocre. We're going to be a 500 team or right around there. And everyone, listen, it's the bad time of the year to be this negative about this, because I'm not really negative, but I honestly look at it as being somewhat more realistic about where we're actually really headed with this particular team. I think, if we were a second round playoff team, I would clap. I think that would be a very good goal for this team. That would be great. And maybe I would even shut up about not being good enough, but I don't think we're a second round playoff team. I think we'd be lucky if we make the playoffs or we lose in the first round. I think that's really our ceiling, and that's just not good enough. And I don't think this management feels like it's good enough. I think they believe they need a franchise guy, which is why they were willing to put it all on the table for Donovan Mitchell. And I think they're going to continue to think that way until we get that guy.
I don't know if that's the best route to success. If you're the Knicks, because for one, that route has never worked for us. Now, can we turn it around? Can we somehow make it work? Maybe. But the Knicks and star chasing has never worked. Now, at the same time, the Knicks and building through the draft has never worked. So it puts you in that weird thing, like which road do you choose? Because you have to pick one or the other, right? You have to pick one or the other. So, and in my mind, I would say let the board open up to you. Don't force it, right? So if Joel Embiid is the disgruntled star that eventually will become a Knick, what I would do is, instead of going pedal to the metal, what I would do is romance it, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Instead of getting straight to the altar, I would romance it. You know what I'm saying? See what it is, see how Embiid fits, see how we can make this thing happen without us gutting our roster, right? And the thing about gutting the roster, a lot of people will say, well, what do you have on the roster that's worth keeping in the first place? Exactly. Right? But it's one of those things in my mind where I think you have to understand the delicacy here, where if you don't do anything, this team might do something, right? But at the same time, you understand that, the Mighty Ducks formula only work in Disney movies, right? The underdogs don't win championships in real life. You know what I mean? Right. So you have to kind of walk that tightrope of keep the Mighty Ducks theme going, where synergy and chemistry and a little bit of good luck and magic can help you go farther than you expected. But at the same time, you need a Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Giannis type of player in order to win championships in this league. You got to have it.
Right.
Can I argue that point?
So chasing the star never worked, but we actually never accomplished getting one. And I think now we have more assets, young players, and picks to actually get it done. I think we could have gotten Donovan Mitchell if we were willing to give up more. My thing is, I think this management team is going to give up whatever it takes to get that franchise player, because I think they believe also that we are not going anywhere without having that franchise player. And even if it means gutting the team, at worst we'll be mediocre, but that's what we are now. But at least then we'll have something to build with at that point, and build, that could at least be our foundation, is what I'm saying. If you have Brunson, Embiid, and a Randall, I think you're cooking with something. I think you got something going.
Right, you're a second round team, easy, right there.
I think
with the Brunson burner, Randall, and Joel Embiid, I think you're a second round playoff team.
I think you're cooking with something right there. I mean, listen, it doesn't have to necessarily be Embiid, but I'm just a really big believer that it's even more difficult to do what the Pistons did back in 2004. I think that's a very hard way to win. And the way that every single team wins now is by having a franchise guy. And until we get a franchise guy, we're just kind of, biding our time. We're just kind of hanging.
Let me say something to that Pistons thing real quick, Greeny, before you jump in.
Oh, good.
That Pistons, that 04, that 03, 04, 05 Pistons team, is the biggest fluke in NBA history, right? And the reason being is you don't get a Antonio McDyess coming off your bench. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, people forget about all these factors, about how it took Ben Wallace 8 years to become a quality starter. And then all of a sudden he popped at age 30.
As well,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't get
Billups.
Chauncey Billups played for every NBA team in the league, and then finally it clicked in Detroit, right? You don't get a Richard Hamilton who, and history glamorizes Richard Hamilton, but Richard Hamilton was probably a bottom half starting shooting guard in the NBA. And when I say that, people will be like, no, Richard Hamilton was good. No, Richard Hamilton was not better than Vince Carter or Kobe Bryant or Tracy McGrady. Get out of here. Get out of it. Don't stop playing yourself when you think
Rasheed came around for that team. Rasheed came around.
Right. And you know who was the ingredient that stirred the drink for that? Not Tayshaun Prince's defense. It was Rodney Stuckey coming off the bench. People act like they don't remember Rodney Stuckey. Anybody in here old enough to remember Rodney Stuckey?
Of course, yeah.
You remember how he used to eat up Lance Stevenson in the playoffs? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We gotta. Yo, you telling me that a Rodney Stuckey, who is probably forgotten about, you know what I'm saying? If you're depending on that to help you get to an NBA title, you can't find stuff like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that is just too much. Right. It was just too many things. They just
had this perfect ingredients of players that came together at the right time. And if you look at that 03, 04, 03 to 06, they won a lot of games. They won a lot of games. And the best team in the league was in their division. You remember the best team in the league was the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers won more games than everybody. The Jermaine O'Neal, Steven Jackson, Jamal Tinsley, Indiana Pacers were probably the best team in the league.
Danny Granger was there too, right? Not yet.
Yeah,
he might have been like young, really. 04, that was too early.
I don't know. I can't. Yeah. But man, come on. It's impossible to build a team like the Detroit Pistons. That team is an anomaly.
Right. And I think that's why, I think we're doing our best to build the best team we can. That's for sure. But I think that's why this manager is dead set on finding their star. They're looking. I think they proved that to us. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to get them. Well, I wouldn't say whatever it takes, but they're willing to go a long way to get them. I mean, when you hear about that first offer of Mitch, RJ, and Obi, along with 3 unprotected, that was the first deal that Utah turned down. That's a nice offer. I think they'll live to regret not taking that. But it's clear that this management team is willing to do whatever it takes, or just about whatever it takes. They're not.
And that's one reason why I'm scared, because the Donovan Mitchell trade, everybody hopes was high. The fans, everybody was waiting for the moment just to say they're finalizing the deal. And this is why I'm scared, because I think the Knicks might actually, if it does come out that Joel Embiid wants to come to the Knicks, I think the Knicks might actually try to, like you said, put everything on the table to get that franchise player. But my point, I don't want to say that you guys are wrong, because y'all aren't wrong about having a franchise player. But my thing is, for the past years, every team that won a championship had a good bench, and the Knicks have a good bench right now. So I like, that's why I'm so on the fence, because we do need a franchise player, but we need the bench as well.
No doubt. But don't you think it'll be easier to build that bench than it will be to find another franchise player?
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, yes.
Right. So I think when you have an opportunity to get the franchise guy, you almost have to jump. You almost have to do it, even though it almost might be one step back to take 2 forward. That following year or the rest of the year, we might not be great because we don't have the bench and maybe the extra pieces. But from that point on, that summer on, you might be cooking with something. You might have something to work with. I just think that. I love our bench too. I mean, I like our bench. I won't say I love until I see, a consistent point guard in that group. But, I think it'll just be easier to kind of build that bench once we have a franchise guy to kind of really, really build our foundation around,
That is true. And the only reason why I like our bench so much is because our bench is putting up 50, 60 points a night, and they're still trying to learn their roles. Like you said, we still don't have a, point guard in that system. So that's another reason why I look at our bench. Like our bench is really good because they're still looking for their roles and they're still doing a great job. So like I said, once the team really gel, Cam Reddish learns his role in the second unit. Cam Reddish learns his role in the first unit, as well as IQ. With the second and the first unit, they have to learn their roles all together. And once that all click, the Knicks are going to be scary. I really do think the Knicks will be scary.
If Rose could stay healthy, that would just be a really big plus. But that's a big if. You know, he hasn't been healthy in 4 years, really. So.
Right.
That's a huge if. That's a huge thing too. D Rose being crucial for us in playoff time. That's going to be huge.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, I feel you, bro. I
hate kind of coming off like this in the beginning of a year when we're all so excited about the Knicks and we want to see them doing well, and they are doing well right now. I hate and that's part of the reason why I didn't come on for these, because it's almost frustrating sometimes. I feel like we get fooled, a little bit by some of these good starts and things that are happening in the beginning of the year when we're not playing the best competition yet. We get fooled by that and thinking, okay, we're good enough, and now let's add another mediocre vet at the trade deadline so we can still finish in the first round of the playoffs maybe and lose. And then where are we? We're right back where we started once again. And
I think it's about perspective. I think it's about perspective, because in order for you to think that those teams that we beat are not good teams, you have to have a higher perception of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because there are some people that thought that the Pistons and the Magic were better than us. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how you look at it. Like, are you one of those Knicks fans that feel like we're a bottom 8 team in the NBA? Because if you think we're a bottom 8 team, if you think we're going to win somewhere around 40 games or less, then you think we're a bottom team. Then you probably think we shouldn't have taken Memphis to overtime, and you probably think that game against Detroit was a toss-up, or you thought, Orlando with the number 1 pick in the draft, Paolo Banchero, and all their top 10 picks, they have a better roster than us, and you probably feel like a game against Charlotte when Charlotte had the number 1 offense in the NBA, probably felt like Charlotte should have beat us because they had the number 1 offense in the league. Without LaMelo, they have the number 1 offense in the league, right? Yeah. So it depends on your perception of where you think the Knicks are as a franchise. If you think the Knicks are 47 wins or so, then you feel like we should have beat Detroit, we should have beat Charlotte, we should have beat Orlando,
Yeah.
Charlotte, and Detroit. So I think that depends on perspective.
Yeah, I feel like we're middle of the pack, and I do feel like we should have beat those teams. I do. Those teams are, some of those teams are even missing some folks that could have made them even better in those games. But I think that we should have beat those teams because we're more mediocre. Those teams are all rebuilding. When you look at the Pistons, they're rebuilding with their young talent. They got rid of Jeremy Grant, their highest scorer from last year, who's only 28 years old, because they're rebuilding. Same with Orlando. I don't expect them to be good yet. I expect us to be beating those teams because of the mediocre team that we are. I think we should be beating them. I think tonight we're going to really get the test that we've been looking for. And I think tonight, after tonight, I think maybe we'll be more realistic about where this team is, because, hey, we're the best scoring team in the paint this year. We're the absolute number 1 scoring team in the paint. That is going to be tough to do versus this team. This is the number 1 defensive team in the paint. And guess what? If they're making us shoot long jumpers, it could be a long night. It could be a long night. But, I'm not going to sit here thinking that we're going to, or wanting to lose or anything like that. I'm just saying we have to be realistic about where we are. And I think management is definitely realistic, because they should be taking this very seriously when it comes to Embiid, because no matter what happens, this team needs a franchise guy. And even if it means being a 35-win team this year by getting the franchise guy and gutting the team, that's what we should do, because of the long-term positives that a franchise guy will bring. I just think we're going to have to make a move at some point.
Yeah, man. Hey, so shout out to Jerry Fitz. Jerry Fitz says, Embiid is not available unless you're trading Giannis or the rights to Victor Wembanyama. This is just a stupid conversation from a made-up Bill Simmons, whatever. Can't believe folks falling for this. Dang, conversations is stupid. Okay, Jerry Fitz. Appreciate
my
you,
only
bro.
question I have to you, is
That was a stupid conversation. Wow. Okay. All right. I feel you.
I just wanted to ask you, the Knicks could have beat the Grizzlies. We all know that.
We all know that.
Big salute to the panel. I don't think the Knicks are a mediocre team. I think they're a good team. Not a great team, but they're a good team.
Right.
If the Knicks beat the Memphis Grizzlies, we're 4-0. And we're literally like a possession 2 away from that in that game with the refs calling bad calls and not good shooting percentage from some of our guys. And that's a good team. That's a good team. I think that's a great team.
The Grizzlies are a great team. And John Morant might be the best player in the NBA right now.
Exactly. And the Knicks could have won that game. Let's be real. The Knicks could have won that game. We had a lot of people in that game that didn't show up, and we just needed 1 assist from people, 2 buckets. We win that game. So I don't think the Knicks are a mediocre team, and I don't think the Knicks are a 500 team.
How many wins do you have?
Oh, I think the Knicks are a 45-win team above. They're like a 45 team at least. But depending on how it goes, they might get 50, 47 in that.
So that's probably out of the 30 teams that puts us right around 12 or 13. That's kind of mediocre.
But you also can't judge the league off of just that, because look at the Celtics. The Celtics went to the championship with 50 wins last season. What happens if the league is like that? What if 50 wins is the 1, 2, and the 3 seeds separated by 1 or 2 games? You can't call that. If we got 47 games, we might be like the 4th seed at that point.
Right. At the end of the day, I'm just looking long term. Where are we really going without a franchise guy? And I think we're limited. That's all I'm saying. I think we're limited to how far we can go without having that guy, unless we get extremely, unless we pull off a Pistons like run, with having a lot of good guys and not that great guy. And I'm all for that.
I agree with you 1,000% on that.
I just think it's tough to do. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you 1,000% on that. I can't even. I do think the Knicks need a franchise player. I just don't want to give up our bench right now for that guy. That's just me. I think our bench is what can make us a really good playoff team.
I would give up every single person on our bench for a franchise player. I mean, take every single one of them, because I think they're all useful. They're on the bench. They're on the bench.
Yeah. So. I'm not disputing any of Free Keith. What's good, bro?
Man, what's good? Like, I want to be respectful of the chat. Like, what I'm saying? I hear cats going back and forth, 4th and 5th. You know what I'm saying?
Forth. Yeah.
Now, it was the mediocre comment that kind of pulled me on. Like, I agree with most all of what he was saying, but like, I don't think that we're a mediocre team, but I don't think we're a mediocre team, but I think that although I'm positive, definitely, I'm one of the more positive fans. I'm definitely positive about the team. They're making me feel good, but like I'm not judging the NBA team to team wise off like the first week of basketball. Like, some people, like some teams come into the season a little bit more ready than another team and this, that, and the other. Like, I think that these early games, this early portion of the season is a good time to steal games and to cushion the rest of your run with like wins against unprepared teams. But I'm not ready to say which team is better than which teams is based on these first 4 to 5 games. But that being said, I think that the things that we can evaluate is like gameplay. And unless things are going to change drastically, I feel like what we're looking at is a much better brand of basketball being played on the Knicks floor. And that's undisputable. I don't care how bad a team is, how good a team is, your shot got to go in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care if you're playing the worst team in the league, your shot still got to go in. And like I like the energy that I'm seeing from like all the guys. I like the leadership that I'm even seeing from like Randall and yo, you in the streets, you outside, but mute that though. It's mad sounds in the back.
Hard Will in the building. What's good?
He outside.
What up, y'all?
What's good? Yeah, man.
What's good, Keith? My bad, y'all.
Ain't nothing. What's good, Hard Will? Hard Will.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I really think that if nothing else, and even down to Tibbs, I'm gonna say like I like what I'm seeing in terms of like his willingness to play different players together. Different, like I've seen more combinations of. I think I've seen more varied player combinations that he's used in these last 3 games, in these first 4 games, than I think I've ever seen him use his whole career. And that's encouraging. So like I think that there are very good signs and portents for the future, and the very immediate future. I'd even say, I'd agree with you that tonight's game is probably the first like test. Although I do foresee a good game, and the very idea that I think that we are in the conversation, that we can have a logical conversation, and it not be totally fantastical, that we could win, that to me is a win in of itself. So like, right. I am one of the guys who really feel like this team is going to be special. Right. I'm more in the 47-48 wins camp, but like I honestly feel like this team could be special. And I'm that 2004 Pistons team. It's weird that keeps coming up, because that's literally my favorite team of this whole millennium so far. Like, I am not the person. I hate how the NBA has totally shifted towards, oh, you got to get one guy, build around this one guy. Yeah, one guy. Like, yo, like, there's 5 positions on the court, man. Build a team. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. From our 5, we got
man,
48 minutes.
I ain't giving Pistons no love, bro. You talking about Larry Brown? Do you remember the head coach of that team name was Larry Brown, bro? Do you remember what Larry Brown did to us?
Do you say you're not giving the 2004 Pistons no love?
No. I
mean, you're right. You're probably right to do that. I feel you on that, because they did manhandle us.
The reason why is because as I look at their roster of Chucky Atkins, Chauncey Billups, Eldon Campbell, Hubert Davis, Darvin Ham, Lindsey Hunter. Extras. Yeah, bro.
All extras.
That is the most Mighty Ducks. That's the most Mighty Ducks championship story you can ever imagine. And to tell Knicks fans to try to put together a Mighty Ducks type scenario to win a championship,
I'm not saying it's going to be done.
And they were coached by the worst coach in Knicks history, Larry Brown. Bro, they took this cat off the floor on a stretcher.
I'm not saying that is what's going to be done, or that is going to be done. But I'm saying that our feverishness to find this star player, to acquire this star player at any cost, I think is dangerous. I think it's dangerous because, like, this year in particular, because we're in a situation that we will never be able to afford again. Okay. At the end of this, to the end of this season, guys have to get traded. Because we just won't have the cap space to feed everybody. This is a very, very singularly special year with the depth of talent that we got on the team. And I feel like we might be able to do something special with it. Not saying like, oh, we're going for a championship or this, that, and the other. But like, I think like we could really flesh out a special team if we let these guys rock.
Okay, you just said something important. You said something special this year, but not necessarily contending for a championship. So, and you said also that would have to end at the end of this year because we couldn't re-sign anybody. So then, what is the point in doing it? What is the point? In
not anybody. The point is, Who are we going to get mid-season?
Well, we're just talking about that now. Like some of these disgruntled stars that's coming up. I think we listen. You said yourself, we got to move them. We got to move them. We can't re-sign them.
No, so, I'm not backing off of an offer or that presents itself.
The thing that's being said is consolidate. You got to consolidate, right?
Yeah, but I'm not backing off of an offer that presents itself or like an opportunity that presents itself. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the urgency to to me, this might be a sneaky good team. We'll find ourselves in the Eastern Conference.
That's where I think we're at. I think we're a sneaky good team.
Yeah, and I just feel like I want to give time for that to play out. Like that, I don't think it's a bad thing. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think like getting your superstar mid-season is going to really change our trajectory for this season so much. I don't know. I just want to see that. It's about more than
this season, though. Having a star player is about more than just this season. Is all I'm getting at. This season,
totally agree.
I'm willing to admit that we're probably not going very far this season, no matter what we do, no matter who we get. Right. But I think long term, you just gotta have it. You gotta have it, and you gotta get it any way you can. And we're never going to tank well enough to get that, guys. So we might as well look to trade for him. And I'm not saying it's a rush. We don't have to rush to do that. We can just play this out.
Okay.
But
my thing is opportunity. Like we're not in a position like a back against the wall. Like we are in a position where we can wait for opportunity to present itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is what I mean.
Yeah, we agree on that.
Yeah. That's what we were saying, Free Keith, before you jumped on. What I was saying is instead of running straight to the altar, I would just rather romance it and court it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying.
Tickle it a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
You know how she like it?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going. Hey, how you doing, bro?
Yo, what up, y'all? I'm listening. I'm listening.
What up, William?
I'm excited. Yeah, that's my business name. You already know. I use that one too, Keith. Call me William when we in the meetings. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with y'all. I'm excited and everything. But me personally, I'm pumping my brakes. I've been a Knicks fan for a long time. I've been let down a lot. So that's the only reason why I'm wanting to be really sustainable before I go and talking Eastern Conference Finals and stuff like that. The main thing I'm excited about is Brunson. Because we didn't have that in a long time. I think that's something we need to get excited about because he's going to bring more players to the Knicks. And I really haven't heard people say that because they're so excited about him. So I'm just excited. I'm never going to talk negative when we winning because we've been winning for so long. And I feel like my take was we need to win the games that we're supposed to win, like I heard y'all saying. So we can't nitpick. And when we winning, that's just like the Giants for people trying to find bad things about them, but we overachieving. So we kind of got to appreciate the success that we have and however we getting it. And I think any winning cures all the problems that we have, and we'll be able to figure out who these guys is going to be. Keith made a good point. These guys only have this season left, and I feel like that's a major point for these guys to play so we could decide who's going to be here, who's going to go. Yeah. That's what I got from your take, Keith. And I feel like besides that, we got to have more positive energy because we New Yorkers, right? We get a little lit and we start complaining when we was nowhere lit in a long time. Like, bro, like if they getting us lit, let's relax a little bit. And you don't have to agree with everything, but don't be talking crazy when we win, bro. That's it. And that's my last take on that, bro. I'm walking around Manhattan right now, so I'm just listening to y'all. You heard? I was in the Lens right now.
And if you still hating on Randall, like you need to get therapy and you need a hug.
And I want to say something about that too. Randall, I haven't covered anything bad about Randall because Randall ain't doing nothing bad. You know what I'm saying? So let's call it for a buck. I'm in that legendary BBQs right now. Y'all know about that. Y'all know about that. Y'all know about that.
Henny Colada.
Yeah, y'all know about that. But shout out to Randall, man. Shout out to Randall, man, and how he's playing because we already know he's 20-10, but we critique how he don't know how to make other people better being a ninth-year player, and he proved me wrong with that. I just want to make it be known that when a player do what you ask him to do, you can't still try to find something that he's doing wrong because you trying to chase your narratives, bro. sometimes you gotta get off your narrative train because it ain't that serious. It's more about being a Knicks fan, and that's my last take.
Yeah.
CWC
is in the building. What's good
about Randall?
I think
party
that people, y'all know who this is. This is CWC, the man. What's good? What's good? Panel in chat. Uncle Freezy, Hard Will.
I thought it was really interesting, and I think it was a really big moment for the Knicks in the very first game where Randall was basically thrown out of the game on some bogus calls, and he kept his head. I mean, I really thought that might have been a really big moment for the Knicks because it showed such leadership and it showed a different Randall than what we were expecting. And I thought that was a much bigger moment that no one really talked about too much. But the fact that he kept his cool, I thought that was a really telling thing for the Knicks.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it here.
We talked about it, but the camera went to him because the cameraman went to him because he thought he was going to blow up.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to blow up, and he thought he was going to catch a scene. And you saw him do the woo-saw like.
Yeah.
They tested him game one.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay. So what's up? What y'all talking about?
Oh, you want us to rehash the whole conversation?
Oh no, man. I ain't trying to switch on subject. I'm just trying to see the topic.
Yeah, nah, we.
Hey, we have to stop downgrading our team, man. We good just like everybody else in the league, and we got a point guard. We ain't had no point guard last year, and we beat Boston. Boston beat us. We beat Golden State. Golden State beat us. Now we have a point guard. Now let's see how that works. And everybody getting better every year.
Right.
So let's get it. We New York Knicks, man. Let's get it. We can't downgrade our team and make the other team look better than us. We just better than them. Come on, man. If you take the Great Freak off of Milwaukee, what Milwaukee have? Nothing. If we take Randall, off the Knicks, we still have RJ, Cam, and the group. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, man. Let's support our team, man.
I think Randall is the straw that stirs the drink to some degree here for the Knicks. Obviously Brunson is the man right now because he handles the ball, but I don't think Randall gets enough credit for how important he is to this team. I mean, he's the workhorse. He's the workhorse.
Oh yeah, Randall, no joke, man. That's why I wanted him on the New York Knicks.
He doesn't get enough credit, but Jalen Brunson is definitely the one that mixes our whole pot together.
Yeah.
What we suffered from was we had talent on the team. We had talent on the team, but we didn't have an on-court talent manager. And in one of those, we have 4 guys that could give us 20 points any night, literally. But they had no traffic controller. They had no now we got that. And we're seeing what the effects now of an on-court talent manager is when you have talent to manage.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed with not necessarily with RJ shooting. I don't care. I think he'll come around. I'm disappointed in how he shares the ball this year. I'm really he's not getting better at sharing the ball.
19 shots, 1 assist, bro.
That act he pulled at the end of the last game by not giving Brunson back the ball for those foul shots. I mean, that could have cost us the game. And listen, maybe it shows confidence, but I honestly think that shows bad decision making on RJ's part.
I don't think it's that extreme, honestly. I think his coach is telling him,
Coach, what's good, man? You just come in here, you ain't gonna say hello?
Well, I mean, everyone acknowledged me, then they kept rocking, so I'm just going to hello. You know what I'm saying? What's up, everybody?
What's up, Coach? What's up, Coach?
What's up, brothers?
What's up?
Yo, introducing former pro running back Coach Malpica's in the building. What's good, bro?
All right, what's up? No, I just want, I don't think it's that it's one of those things like last year how everyone was all up in Randall's head saying like they're Chloe, like they're Cleo, they're clairvoyant, like they can read minds. Like they were saying Randall how selfish he is, how it's his decision to slow the game down, all this stuff. We got to understand that coaches put things in players' heads and expectations and what they want you to do. And I think this year, Tibbs because Jalen Brunson's on the team and all the other guys have their roles. And right now, I think Tibbs is telling RJ, look, we don't need you to be the facilitator. We don't need things to run through you. I want you to score buckets. I need you to score. I need you to try to make some stops on D against some tough guys. But what I need you to do is score.
He's been
I get it. But and even though that's happening, we're still winning games. So,
and his free throws are getting better.
His free throws are better, and really 2 out of the 4 games, his shooting was just fine. The only thing we were mad at is he's missing wide open shots. There's a lot of happening, and it's not like he's shooting air balls or he's like way off. There's a lot of these rim like rattlers that if those go in, half of those go in, we're talking about how good RJ is doing. You know what I'm saying? So it's a game of inches and all those things. And I said this before, like a stream or two ago. Like RJ's been known to be a slow starter. It's not an excuse. I'm just saying, like, his floor, if this is his floor, then he's gonna be going through the roof, because his floor last year was lower than this. His floor the year before that was lower than this. So I'm hoping that he readjusts to his role with these new players, like being ingrained in this team, a la Jalen Brunson, iHeart, Cam, some other guy. A lot of guys are learning new roles on this team. And that's why kudos to Julius Randle, the professional he is, that he's finding a way to still do what he does regardless of who's on the court. So we need to appreciate that man. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not in the Julius Randle hive or anything. I'm in the Knicks hive, first of all. And if we got a brother that's playing hard for this team and he's doing what he can to win and get his at the same time, then he's one of my favorite players then. So
Hey coach, let me get you right quick.
Yo.
Okay, you were talking about Randall from last year. Randall had to take responsibility of his own action too. Now half of it was his fault, but half it wasn't though. You know what I'm saying? Like he was doing selfish things on the court. And plus that was a poor leadership that he was giving to his young guys. And they look up to Randall, like Obi. He looked up to Randall. And when he didn't pick Obi off the floor, and he just looked at him and just left. Come on, man, you can't do nothing like that. And then after we beat the Chicago Bulls, he threw the ball. Why you throw the ball after we won? You act like we lost by 20 points. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
no, I get it. He's human. It's frustration. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody's human, but you gotta take responsibility of your own action. You know what I mean? Everybody make mistakes. Everybody
just real quick. So I watched that game, right? And I watched how the Bulls beat up on Randall that entire game, and Randall wasn't getting no calls. I think, man, what we do is, just piling on Randall thing, man. Come on, bro. Really?
Yeah. No. It's not piling on
CWC.
No, wait.
And CWC, wasn't that stuff last year? What does that have to do with this year?
No. Coach went back last year, right, Coach?
No, it was just a quick little go back. I was making a comparison because of RJ thing. Right.
But what I'm saying to CWC is this, Coach. I'm saying CWC, are you not satisfied with the way Randall's playing this year?
Yeah. That's why I'm about to get on it. Now,
why we dragging it? So why we bringing up? Why we dragging out dead bodies?
Because if we're gonna do that, we can start talking about all the cats who was in Frank Ntilikina's congregation.
Yes.
If we pull it all the way back.
No, I mean, the only reason why
about sharing the ball. We know he'll shoot better.
I get it. No, my only reason
the
for
DeRozans of the world and like the Bookers of the world, their careers took off once they started sharing the ball. Look, I even think DeMar DeRozan was a MVP candidate last year because he was sharing the ball so much. Had like 9 assists a game. I think RJ can learn from that, and I think his career will take off once he understands that he can distribute. He has the ability. I just don't like the fact that he doesn't. I never have said a word about his shooting because I believe it will come around, but he's got to share the ball more. I think he's got to learn that he's to use his teammates better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and not to rehash I'm going to move on from the little mini. It's not even an argument, but the thing is, the reason why I brought up the Randall thing, it was just an example of, like, I felt Ivory was like, we can't predict, like, he's consciously not passing on purpose. Like, it's not a thing. I think he's like, we can't think for him, like saying, oh, he's purposely being selfish. He's purposely shooting. He's trying not to pass. Like, that's the things people were saying about Randall. He was like purposely always being slow, coming up the court, not being a good teammate. I don't think these guys are in their head purposely doing that kind of stuff. It's just the way the flow of the game happens sometimes. It may seem that way to us.
Whether it's on purpose or not, RJ is never in his NBA career embraced being a distributor and embraced kind of learning to use his teammates well. Since he's been in the league, he's finished horribly at the rim because he's taking on too many people at the rim and not learning how to distribute. He's been doing that since day one. And I think that if he learned how to distribute better, if he really embraced kind of that distributor mentality a little bit more, he wouldn't have the percentages that he does. He would learn how to use his teammates because I think he has the ability to do it. I just don't think he does it. I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but he's not doing it. That's all.
No, I mean, he's a developing player. he has weaknesses and strengths like any player. Okay, and those happen to be some of his weaknesses. If he didn't have any weaknesses, he'd be Kobe Bryant. Or which really Kobe had weaknesses. He didn't distribute to his teammates that well all the time. He was thinking about getting his shots up, things like that. But no, I understand your point, and I get that. And the thing is, for me, with the whole, the RJ, the Randall, like, all this stuff that we try to bring up, and because we look at them with such a microscope and with such expectations, because we have such love for these dudes, and just like if any of y'all are fathers and you have sons or daughters and you bring them up and you got love for them and you care for them and you have what's called expectations, like you expect them to perform well, and when they do, it's the best feeling in the world. When they don't, it kills your heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and for us, like, because we watch them so much, I think sometimes we go over these games and these players with such a fine-tooth comb that sometimes I'm guilty of it too. We're a little impatient when it comes to, like, come on, man, fix this problem. It takes a few games.
The coach, the thing I understand where you're going with it, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's the reason why we here on the live stream, because we passionate about these cats that we have an attachment to. Right. Mm-hmm. But what I'm getting at, though, and I think Ivory is saying it too, is last year we wanted RJ Barrett to pass the ball. Right. Last year we wanted RJ Barrett to pass the ball, and his assist percentage last year was 14.9. This year, coach, RJ Barrett's assist percentage is 8.5.
Dang. No, that ain't gonna cut
you know
it.
What I'm saying? That is playing a selfish type of basketball, bro. When people are saying they want you to be in the backcourt, people are saying they want RJ Barrett to play the 2, and your shooting guard only has an 8.5 assist percentage. That's ridiculous, bro. Bro, it's like having the basketball taped to your hand. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, bro. You can't be that. You gotta pass the ball.
I don't think it should be this extreme, like you're saying. Like I agree. This is way too little. But the flow of these 4 games, like there was at least 3 or 4 times in every game I was like, dang, RJ, man, you need to pass that one. Obviously. Yeah. But I think the way he's getting the ball in these 4 games, he's just getting it in positions where, bro, he's open. He's got to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and he hasn't really had that before. Like he's getting the ball in positions either deep in the paint where he's got to go all the way to the rim, or he's getting the ball for a wide open look at three. And a pass out of that hasn't really been an option as much as before, where before he was getting closed in on, or he would, and then if you don't pass in them situations, then I get mad. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
But
let me ask y'all a question. Is RJ is a shooting guard or a small forward?
In Thibodeau offense, I think he both.
He both?
Yeah, in Tibbs offense, he both, bro.
And RJ is not a shooter. He more a small forward. That's why he can't really shoot.
Right, but he's a small, but he's also
don't play him as a shooting guard.
But he's also a small forward that can't finish at the rim.
Yeah, that's the problem too.
Yeah, that's what I mean, CWC. So I understand what you're saying. I understand exactly where you're going, right? But the thing about guys that are going to be major contributors do things to make other people better. Right. And right now, by RJ not doing that, bro, it makes RJ look selfish. And I'll even go one further. RJ Barrett was having a terrible shooting game against the Charlotte Hornets, and only down the stretch of the game did RJ Barrett start knocking down shots when the Knicks were intentionally going to him, giving him open looks and stuff to get him going. And so if your teammates know you're struggling and look to get you going, how do you not look to reciprocate the same thing?
I mean, he got paid. What's the problem? How, and he has the ability. We've all seen him do it. That's kind of what's so frustrating is he has the ability to do it.
Especially when you see your backup center off the bench have more assists than your starting small forward. Especially when you see your starting power forward average more assists than your starting small forward. Right? I mean, at some point, this whole and listen, I understand the thing with RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is the golden child, right? And quite frankly, every time we speak about RJ Barrett, like critique his game, about 85% of the fan base is going to be offended. You can't talk about RJ Barrett. He can't be critiqued because he's the golden child, right? And I am one of the protectors of RJ, bro. I don't feel comfortable when people critique RJ Barrett, right? Just because of who he is. He is beyond. You can critique everybody else, but you can't critique RJ Barrett. And it's not because of who RJ Barrett is, but what he reflects on our organization, right? RJ Barrett is the future of the New York Knicks, right? It's kind of like back in the day. It's kind of like back in the day when cats used to battle rap on the streets, and people wanted to battle Run DMC, and the OGs didn't let you battle Run DMC because of what they meant for the organization, the thing of hip hop, right? And I know that sounds like it's not fair, like it shouldn't be, but it's just what it is. We can't critique RJ Barrett, bro. He's a golden child. Leave RJ alone. He's a developing player. He'll get better. RJ Barrett represents the future.
Yeah, why they put RJ in a post up? Why don't he post up sometime? I never seen him post up.
I think that's the best way to get him going, because typically if they're posting him up, that means he's got a smaller player on him. And I think that's when we saw RJ do well, like when he was playing the 2 a couple of years ago and they had smaller players on him. That's when we saw him kind of do a little bit better. And that's why I think he's a better 2 than he is a 3, because he can kind of take advantage of his size a little bit more. He can't shoot at either position all that well, but when he's playing the 2 and he has a smaller guy on him, I think that's when he can really get off a little bit more.
Right.
I mean, in the end, for me, like I said, right now, the way I thought Jalen Brunson was going to help RJ a lot more, and I still think that can happen. Right now, the scoring look, because of that, I think Jalen Brunson's taking it upon himself especially later in games, to take on the role of getting some buckets. Now, one of the things that's why I think the worth of Jalen Brunson is even more than people give him credit for sometimes, because I said this before the whole preseason, that Jalen Brunson's going to get an uptick on just his own personal stats, but what he's going to do for the rest of the guys is going to be tenfold. Now, for example, right now he's averaging 20 points a game and 8.5 assists. Now, if it's going to end up like that, I don't know. If RJ keeps shooting like this, like his points per game might go up a little more. Like guys like Cam Reddish, IQ, some of them guys' points per game might have to go up. If RJ's still averaging about 18 points a game with abysmal shooting. Thank the Lord, the man should make his free throws. Otherwise, he'd go from a D, which with the grade I got him at right now, he'd be about a D- to an F if his free throw shooting was bad too. That's the only thing holding him right now for me. And this last game, he really wasn't that bad to me, besides not passing a couple times where he should have, So I'm not giving him a free pass. I hold him to a high standard, but I'm realistic with my quote-unquote excuses for RJ. It's not because I like him. It's just because I feel there are some other factors that we're not always addressing.
I'm telling you the truth. I said this last year. I believe RJ need to come off the bench because he played good with the second unit. I don't think he played that good with the first unit. And it seemed like he be energized when he played with like Quickly topping them. And I just see a different ball game when he played with Quickly though.
I think he's more effective when he's able to handle the ball a little bit more and kind of get into the flow of the game. And then he's got to distribute when he's in those situations. I wouldn't put him on the bench, but I would play him a little bit more with the bench team. You don't want to bench him right now. That wouldn't be the move, but I would definitely play him more with the bench guys, just giving them.
If he keep on shooting like that, he coming off that bench.
I mean, he started off cold, guys. I mean, you really think RJ Barrett's going to stay at 14%? 3-point shooting for the year? I mean, come on.
Like I said, this is
I don't know, Coach. He's not a really good shooter like that.
You never know.
I don't know. Even when he supposedly wasn't shooting well in the past, it's never been like that. I mean, that's just someone that's got a cold streak to me. Like it happens to it happens to the best of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
usually the best of them.
That's bad.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I think you guys are. I'm not making excuses for the guy. Like the best athletes in the world miss.
These 5 or 4 games we play, he probably missed like 10 layups.
No, it ain't that much, bro.
He missed like 3 in a game.
It ain't like uncontested layups, bro. The dude's getting bumped around and there's grown ass men, defending him.
When you on a fast break, he in transition, you can't fade away and do a layup and miss it on a small guard. Take it to the rim, dunk it on him.
Yeah, no,
what are we doing here?
I'm saying some of his
and you fading away from a layup.
Some of his to the rim decision making has been weird to me too. No, I agree with that 100%. But as far as the ones not going in, I'm not going to attribute that to just he can't shoot. He's just trash. Bro, some of those are just like heartbreakers, a couple of them, bro. Like a couple of them threes he shot, like went in the rim and out, and then some of even the layups did that. It's just the ball bounces weird.
He's looked horrible. Defensively, he's awful. He's slow. He can't play D. He's slow on his feet. He doesn't use his feet.
Here we go. Absolute D'Angelo's in the house. What's up, brother?
You're damn right. What's up? Going on?
You just dealing absolutes, bro. Like every time someone does a thing wrong.
My eyes are telling me this could be contract poison. So hopefully it's not. So.
Yeah, you said that about Randall too. How's he doing?
I refuse to talk about him. I got to give him more games to see from being
yeah. Now you got to give him more games.
But Coach, Randall making his layups too, though. Coach, Randall making his layups.
He always makes his layups.
You're gonna tell me? Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you good, D. You good. I just had to make that point right there.
Yeah, great job on Randall going out of bounds for that ball that prolonged the game.
Yeah.
Good job on that.
Of course.
Now, a bonehead play, but that's keeping it clean. This is a family
hilarious.
show. I know.
That's hilarious. I refuse to talk about his offensive rebound and putback. I will not talk about the positive things he does.
In crunch time, he's awful. And you know it in the kitchen sink knows that. So, anyway, next witness, Your Honor.
Now, we play Milwaukee tonight, right?
Yep.
Welcome to the
Hey,
stage,
they need to
Jay
play
Moore.
Jerku Sims in there too for your boy Greek Freak. Somebody need to put a body on him. They just let him do anything he want. You know what I mean? I know what I would do. I will put Jerku Sims in there, and I will put iHeart in there together. Spread the floor and let Jerku Sims get the rebound.
Mitch ain't broke.
Y'all can go.
No, I'm saying like they're gonna need all three. I mean, they're gonna need all the front court to do what they got to do for him. Personally, I mean, Randall plays pretty good against him and the upper echelon guys. So hopefully Randall steps up and hears all the chiming about him being, MIP Randall again. So we'll see what happens. This will be the first the game for him to prove it.
And we put the Great Freak in foul trouble. They don't have nobody. And Matthew, he a 3-point shooter, but he off and on. You know what I mean? So he kind of streaky. And Allen, the best shooter on the team. So you guard him. He can't really put it on the floor like that. So I think we good tonight, guys.
I hope so. Probably going to get hit in the mouth real hard tonight. So
we just had to put him in foul trouble. Oh yeah, they got Holiday. They just need to put Great Freak in foul trouble. That's it.
In the end, the Greek Freak's going to get his. He's a superstar player. He's one of them guys that he's going to get his. So we can't let those other guys beat us.
Yeah, know what you do with the Great Freak though? You could double team him too. Make him pass that ball out and let the other guy beat you.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I mean, when I say we can't let the other guys beat us, like I don't think we should make it easy on the other guys.
That's what I'm saying. They're not really good shooting a team like that.
Because to me, I don't think we need to waste a double team on Giannis, because if we double team him, like he's gonna either still get his anyway because he's a freak, or he's gonna pass out. No, let me finish. Or he's gonna pass out, and the guy that's doubling's man is gonna be wide open. So if we just play him straight up, at least he's gonna get his 40, 30 something and 15 board, whatever the hell he always does. And if we can only slow it down a little bit, we ain't gonna stop the dude. No one can stop the guy. Okay, so we can't use all our resources to stop one dude. Okay, we can't let Bobby Portis come back to town and go for 22 and 11 on us. We can't let Drew Holiday take it to the rim on us all the time. And make us look dumb. We just. I think Chris Middleton's still out, so we ain't got to worry about him shooting and stuff. But that to me, if we just take all the resources and try to double team Giannis and try to, game plan to stop one dude, that just gives other guys on the team a chance. Some bum we ain't never heard of to make his threes and make his shots and kill us. So to me, I think we need to play him straight up. We have the personnel. We have guys like Randall that are physically able to cover him one-on-one. Mitchell Robinson's athletic enough to cover him one-on-one. iHeart can cover him. I'm not saying they're going to stop him, but they're not going to make it easy for him. I'll put it that way. So, and if we need someone to eat some fouls, Yeah, slide in Jericho a couple times to put a big athletic body on him and, whack him a couple times. But besides
Tibbs
that,
Tibbs never going to do that. Not going to bring it.
nah, but he might not do it. But
I would love it. I agree.
So what have you seen? What have you seen positively, D'Angelo, this year so far?
Brunson. He's been the regulator here. Big time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, he's gotten us these wins, I'm telling you. And Mitchell Robinson's been doing his thing. I love Mitch. But he's, right now Tibbs is playing too many minutes with these guys. He's going to burn them out like he always does. Burns out guys. Fourth game into the season, you can't. He's got to spread these minutes out. He's going to kill these. I'm telling you, we're going to have an injury happen.
I mean, who is he playing too many minutes? I mean, part of the problem is we had overtime, so the minutes look.
Randall played 40. He played the whole third quarter last game.
Well, he played 40 because we had 5 minutes of overtime, D'Angelo.
I know it, but he played in the whole third quarter.
No,
Randall.
Yeah, but that's what we needed for that game. But if we didn't have overtime, he would have had a 35-minute game.
Doesn't Tibbs burn out his guys? Isn't he known for that?
I
don't deal in absolutes, bro. I deal in one season at a time. I don't care what people have done before.
I think the minutes are distributed evenly, and even if we do suffer an injury, I think our team is built for that. So at the end of the day,
we got depth. Yeah, we got depth. Yeah. We have depth. Yeah.
So he can run them up. He can run them and do what he wants. We got insurance policies, So and I do think the minutes are distributed evenly. I think in the games where we needed our starters to play, they just played more minutes than usual because we had to.
Yeah, we've had 2 overtime games.
You talking low? Whoever's that talking, you talking low.
I heard him, Greeny. But like bad. Brunson, like the one guy everyone would think that he's going to overplay would probably be Brunson, right? But he's only 34 and a half.
I'm worried about that big time. I'm worried about that.
No, but he's only averaging 34 and a half. That's not that. That's
not
much.
To spread those minutes, though. He do need to spread those minutes because somebody could get hurt like that playing all the minutes.
Oh, there's only so many minutes. How little minutes you want everyone to play?
You gotta get your players rest, man. You can't play them all through the whole fourth quarter, man.
Bro, what are y'all talking? How long have some of y'all been NBA fans? Starters, like longtime superstar starters on the team, play anywhere from 35 to 38 minutes a game. That's normal. I don't know why y'all think, we gotta rest people. We have a 10-man rotation right now. Most of the teams in the NBA, you lucky got 8. We're spreading minutes out right now. I don't know what y'all are seeing. Everyone's complaining that not enough people get minutes in the bench. Now Cam's getting minutes. IQ's getting minutes. Obi had a little less minutes last game than he normally does.
Obi had 13 minutes. Obi had 13 minutes. Let me repeat myself. He had 13 minutes and he shot like 3 to 4 3-pointers.
Well, that's the way the flow of the game went. That game. One game is not a season, though.
Like Jay Boog, I want to hear what Jay Boog has to say. We haven't heard from him yet.
Jay Boogie.
I'm just being patient, just listening, and just zoning on some things. That's all, But happy Friday, everybody! Happy Friday, everybody in the chat. Blessings to everybody. I hope everybody is in the greatest shape and greatest form of life it is today. My thing is for tonight. I don't care about the Milwaukee Bucks. So, I learned to listen to the other channels, instead of listening to our broadcasters, and you find out more about your team. See, everybody be worried about the teams we be playing, but teams need to start worried about who they playing against us. You haven't played against a Knicks team. Now we got a point guard. You haven't played against, us with RJ, even though he's in a slump, he got his money. He still has something he want to prove. You haven't played against Julius, trying to get back into the form of the MIP. You haven't played against Mitch, being the block nest monster and holding down the format like he's doing now. You haven't played against Tom, even though y'all talking about the last game, Tom has made the proper adjustments this season. Tom is doing a whole lot of coaching, and the whole team is just together right now. So when we walk into Milwaukee tonight, I want to see how the team reacts amongst themselves. Continue on being yourself. Continue on allowing how you've been playing be the one that's going to lead you to victory. Don't try to change and jump off your course and be somebody else. I don't want to see nobody go out there and try to single-handedly take the game into their hand. I want to see everybody fulfilling and playing their position. And when your number's called, go out there on the floor and continue on doing what you've been doing. Because that's why we're in this position right now and got people feeling good, you know what I'm saying, about the team. Because it's a team. Together, everybody always matter. Don't nothing else matter outside of the team. So as long as we're playing together and the coaching staffs, they're coaching and they're making the proper adjustments, like you seen Tom the other night at the Orlando game when he was speaking after the game. He said, we're watching and we're looking around the whole league. So we're trying to make sure we keep up with the league and don't get left behind. So Tom is making adjustments to try to do certain things. When I look at it, if we start knocking down some of these trades, we might be leading the league in scoring because we're putting up numbers, but we shooting terrible. But that means we get into the paint and we causing havoc. That means we knocking down free throws, small things that we're not, looking at, what I'm saying, that's leading towards victories, man. I'm just happy for the team. And another thing about Brunson, he gives us another chance for all the doubters and haters. He's too small. Oh, they overpaid him. He can't do this. He can't do that. But the other night against Orlando, guess what? Last year we would have lost that game. You know what I'm saying? We'd have lost that game, against Orlando. We'd have lost that game against Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? But now we got a general that can generalize the floor and keep people in their positions and leading them to where they're supposed to be. Now you're playing against a team where doubters, they want to talk about the Greeks and their championship team. Yeah, I know all that. But you're playing against us too. So that's what I want everybody to start understanding, that we got a different team, a different situation. The coaches are coaching different, man. You know what I'm saying? Just have a little bit more belief and faith into the team because you are a fan of them. You're going to buy all the Logans. You're going to buy the hats. You're going to buy the shirts. You're going to spend on the lead passes. You're going to go to the games. So if you're going to do all that, why be so negative about the team, man? Enjoy the team and let the season play on. We're only 4 games in. We got about 85 more games left to go. You know what I'm saying? If those that don't understand, I know it's 82 games in the season. I know we don't play for them, but I see us inside the playoffs making some noise. That's where I'm at. So we got about 85 more games. You know what I'm saying? That's how I believe and have faith. That's why I want to push the team. You know what I'm saying? I feel good about the team, what we got going on. I look to go to Milwaukee. I don't care if it's a win or if it's an L. I want to see the team perform together as a team and make these other teams know that we here. We're not going to beat ourselves. You got to have a good night to beat us. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm happy about, man. It's just a team, man. Together, together always matter, man. That's all it is, man. When the team playing good, guess what? It leads to victory. Then when the team is victories and playing good, guess what? The office is feeling good. And when all that's feeling good as an organization, guess what? The podcasts feel good. The Twitter spaces feel good. The people in the chats, they feel good. Everybody feeling good up under the umbrella of the New York Knicks, man. So, I just say, let the team, let everything format. We early in the season, man. But the things we have, we still doubting the little small things. Can this person do this? Why he ain't doing that? What about the small things they are doing? You know what I'm saying? Be happy about that, man. That's just me, man.
Yeah. No, word to that, brother, because here's the thing. The reason why I get defensive when it comes to people that are nitpicking and spitting out things based on their emotions when they watch a game and they let like 2 or 3 instances in a game like drive their narrative about making an absolute statement about a player or a coach. Like everyone, like these guys trying to say, "Oh, he's playing guys too much." It takes you 2 seconds to go on NBA.com or ESPN.com and look at the stat sheets. Julius Randle's only averaging 33.6 minutes a game, bro. Jalen Brunson's only averaging 34.5 minutes a game. RJ Barrett's averaging 35. The rest of the guys, we got 4 guys in the 20s. We got another guy in 15, another guy in the 20s. You guys got to look and look at these facts. And that's with 2 overtime games. What?
Obi in the 13. You say everybody in the 20, but
Obi's averaging 15 minutes a game. His play warrants that.
I think it's very telling that the Knicks do not have a single player in the top 20 when it comes to minutes played. I think that says the story right there.
That means Tibbs is not overplaying his players. He's seeing what he's got. He's giving everyone a chance to prove their worth. and your play when you get in, whether your hook is short or not, or you got less slack than other dudes or not, you gotta produce when you're in. Period. There's the time for excuses for everybody is gone at this point.
You know,
your play will dictate how much you stay on the court and the flow of the game.
You know, when they talk about
tonight is going to be interesting. I think it'll be a low-scoring game because I think it's going to be interesting because whose will is going to win? Is it going to be the best team at scoring in the paint, which the Knicks are this year so far? We score in the paint. We're the best team in the league at doing it right now, which is a big thing for the Knicks to say. We haven't been anywhere near the top in points in the paint, and I don't know how long. Even the difference between last year and this year is almost 20 points or more with how much we're scoring in the paint. But of course, we're going against the best team at paint defense tonight. So we're going to see whose will win. We're going to see whose game is going to win over. I think the Knicks are going to have to make some jump shots tonight. We're going to have to make some threes tonight.
Oh, I agree with that. Yeah, we can't go all season shooting bad from three like this. We got to tighten it up for sure.
IQ and IJ, if those two just come on a little bit, I think that'll be the difference. When it comes to the shooting, if those two come on, then we got something to cook with.
I heard y'all talking about RJ a little bit about his game. RJ's just pressing a little bit. RJ's a little bit in his head. What RJ needs to realize is that more than anything, we love him for who he is, and we appreciate his hard work. Stop worried about if my game is nice. Stop worried about if I can get the oohs and ahs. And just realize we love you for you being you. Jimmy Butler is not nice at all, but you love the way he played. And that's the path RJ gotta take. I'm just gonna be me and stop trying to be something else. You know what I'm saying? Play hard, play D, you know what I'm saying? And that's all we want, RJ. I don't need you to be step backs and crossovers and through the legs and all that. That's not going to make me a better fan for you, RJ. What's going to make me a fan for you is when you're not done a little mid-range and when you continue on playing D, you continue on knocking down your free throws, and you continue on being a team player. That's what's going to continue on making me be an RJ fan. Not trying to be no Ja Morant because them guys is mega stars. It's okay not to be like them type guys, you know what I'm saying? But be the best you, man. I appreciate it all the time, man. People want to be out of themselves. What about yourself, man? What about how you live? What about all the things you got through in life? What about, you appreciate yourself? What about you celebrating yourself a little bit more? Be the best you, no matter what it is that you do, man. Ain't nothing more important than yourself, man. That's all RJ got to do is be himself, and we going to continue loving him for him. We don't need you to average 25 points. We don't need you to almost get a triple-double. We don't need you, you know what I'm saying? It'll be nice for you to be an all-star, but if you don't, that ain't going to make us not being a fan and keep rooting for you, man. Just be the best you, and that leads to being the best part of the best player on our team, man. That's all we want from you, RJ, man. Be the best you, man.
Yeah.
And I would like to see? I would like to see McBride in the game playing ball pressure on Holiday. Like at the end of the game or in the middle of the game. It depends how the game goes. I would like to see that.
I mean, I'd like to see it because we winning by a lot, that's for sure. if that's what he comes in. It's just our rotation is so, yeah.
You look at
I'm just saying, if we win it by we win it by 12 points or something like that, he'll come in and put some pressure on Holiday to give another guy some rest.
I want to see our offense come through tonight. I think that's going to be really, really important for this game. We need our offense to come through. Milwaukee does not score a lot of points. They defend a lot. I kind of feel like we're similar in that way where we defend, they defend. They're not shooting all that great. We're not shooting all that great. It's just we're going to see who can impress their will upon the other team. I think it's going to come down to offense tonight. If we can keep up the offense that we've been doing, then we got this game for sure. If we can't,
it's going to be a dog fight.
Yeah, I mean, this is our first, we've set the table for ourselves. It's a Friday night, game. It's against one of the MVPs. They've been a recent champion. This is our game to finally see where we're at. This is our real, true test now. Now we're 3-1. We got some positive things happening. We still haven't put together a complete game yet. If you think about it, we haven't had a game where we've all done everything right, and yet we found ways to win. So, with that being said, imagine we can put a full game together with everyone clicking. Maybe this will be a jumping point for us to go to another level of amazing production. That'd be nice, and this will be the night to do it, fellas. And if they don't, then we regroup and we figure it out from there. We can't just jump off the ledge and say, "Oh, it's over" if it doesn't happen. This is going to be a good team we're playing with a legendary player. I know it's blasphemous to say sometimes with some people, but with this dude, this guy is a transcendent talent. The guys like this don't come around. This guy is a legendary player. So it's going to come down to how our young dudes react to this adversity and this environment, playing against a guy like this and against a team like this. Because right now we can step to the table, come to the table, and say, you know what, we are here after tonight.
I'm getting ready to jump off, fellas, man. Y'all make sure y'all have a great weekend. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to you and your family. And treat yourself. Do something this weekend. Tell somebody you haven't told in a while that you love them. Go out, treat your family or something. Do something for yourself, you know what I'm saying? And live your best life, man. More importantly than anything, man. You have a great weekend, man. Salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's. Freezy, I know you're in the back. You're probably getting a little rest. You deserve that. I hit you up laid up on the bat line. And y'all, man, y'all be easy, man. Blessings to y'all.
All right, Jay.
All right,
Jay Boogie.
All right, Jay Book.
Peace, brother. Love.
Uncle Freezy with the dogs in the background. Shout out to him.
So everybody, what do you think? So all right, we've got 4 games under our belt. We've had pretty much, besides Brunson and Randall, every player on our team this year has had kind of a little bit up, a little bit down. As far as consistency goes, like in this game tonight, who do you feel? Because I think if Julius is going to keep doing what he's been doing, Brunson's going to keep doing what he's doing. What 2 players would you say, like, we need to have their best version of them tonight? I mean, I know one of them's going to be obvious.
I think I'm going to surprise you. I think it should be Fournier. I think we should do more to get Fournier involved because I think tonight we're going to need shooting. It's going to be super important. Right. So I think Fournier, we need to do more to get him off. We need to do more to get IQ some open shots. And we need RJ to knock down shots. Like I said, I think tonight it's going to come down to how well we shoot.
Yeah, she said the RJ
their interior D is top notch.
Tomorrow and day after, I think she said.
But make it so bad, coach.
Yeah,
make it so bad, coach. We got depth. So it could be like anybody. You know what I mean? It could be Fournier or Cam or Quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's got to be IQ and RJ. They got to step up tonight.
Right.
This is a big game. This is a very big game. This is a real taste test tonight, I tell you. So, see where we are.
No, I agree 100%. RJ's the number one with that. He's like every game from here on out for me, he's on notice. Like, all right, RJ, early game stuff is over now. You get them wrinkles out. It's time to step up. Especially a game like this, we need, because we can't. It'd be nice to expect it, but we can't expect Julius and Brunson to be top notch all the time. Like one of these guys are going to have a human, an off night, and RJ Barrett's got to step up. So
that's right.
That has to happen tonight for sure for me. And I agree with Ivory. Like where I think Evan Fournier needs to make his impact on this team, and I've said this from the beginning, is he needs to be the type of guy, because I know he's in pregame dropping them threes, and he's in the groove already when the game starts. He needs to be the kind of guy where early in the game we get about 2 or 3 good looks for him for a wide open 3 and to get that good start going. And to me, if he doesn't get that going for us, like his worth, like over Cam or over IQ, isn't enough to allow him to stay in after he's not hitting those. Now he can come back and try to see if he cooks again a little later. You know, we might need it. But for me, my other one is Cam. I'd like to see Cam in the scoring department. I think he is doing some other things for us that are really good, like his defensive energy. But I think if Cam can bring back that 20-point off the bench performance again, it doesn't maybe have to be 20, but he needs to make an impact like that, like where he's a threat with that second unit scoring tonight. So those are the two guys for me that I feel need to do their thing defensively. You know, Mitch and our front court needs to. They need to make it tough on Giannis. You know what I'm saying? They can't let him get easy buckets. So.
Hey, know what, coach? We need a run on them too.
Mm-hmm.
Not every possession, but we need to run them out the gym.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I think the way the way they operate, they like slowing the game down. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. So I feel I know it's crazy to say out loud, but we're more athletic than them. Like as far as man for man, like across the 8 to 10 players. Then they got a couple dudes that are up there, but as far as running as a team, I think we have that opportunity to go. So that's where I think Obi this game. Mm-hmm. We got to make Giannis work on the other side of the court.
Oh yeah. I think if you can keep Giannis out of the paint, I think that would be a big key for tonight. Because if you can all right, let's say Giannis is guarding Julius. If Julius can hit a 3 or 2 early in the game to keep Giannis committed to the spacing, because Jalen Brunson can get downhill all day. Mm-hmm. RJ Barrett can get downhill all day on Javon Carter and do post-up moves where they could be more efficient. And then you got Julius on the outside who's not shooting terrible from this season. We can knock down a 3. You know what I'm saying? So I think that might be the best thing. And if you don't go that route, then you got to get Giannis in foul trouble. Because if you don't, then Giannis is not like. And I got a coworker here. He's a Knicks fan. He said that's a fact. But yeah, you gotta. Yeah, you gotta, man. You gotta, man.
And you know who could get the great freak in foul trouble? iHeart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he got an offensive game by taking it to the rim.
Well, and that's one of the things I think because the Bucks like to protect the paint, especially with Giannis too. That's why I feel tonight Jalen Brunson's going to have another high assist night, because I see Jalen Brunson taking it into the paint, and then when Giannis goes to defend him and defend his shot coming in the lane for some help D or whatever, that's where guys like Mitch and Julius and Obi and iHeart, if they're cutting to the rim, they might get some easy buckets or some lobs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Tonight. So I'm hoping that's going to happen for us too. But please, Lord, don't let an ex Nick get to us tonight. Golly. I don't want, because Bobby Portis had kind of a nice game for him last game. I don't need that dude doing that stuff to us. That's the worst. It always happens.
Hey, Coach, that's why I say put in Sim in some occasion for that. Because Sim is, if you think about it, Coach, and panel, if y'all think about it, Sim is like the only physical guy they have on that bench. And he could put a body on the Greek freak. Like if you put different bodies on the freak, he's gonna slow down.
I mean, I can see that, but I only see that really happening if Mitch and iHeart get into a little foul trouble early. Like as long as they're putting bodies on them between Randall, Mitch and iHeart, like they're gonna be able to put enough bodies on them to keep them, now if they keep getting fouls, then yeah, someone like Sims is gonna have to come in. and eat up some fouls for them.
And the Greek Freak, when he do his post-up game, right? He do all offensive moves too, like offensive. He used his elbow to move a play out the way, and they playing like great defense on him. You know what I mean? And Mitch gonna have to talk to the ref about that, because I think he's gonna do that with Mitch.
Yeah. Well, that's where Randall's got to make sure he's. This is going to be a test for Randall's psyche tonight, because there's going to be some little bows and little hand checking going on, and him and Giannis are going to be doing a little bump and grind action. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be doing a little. It's going to be rough. Randall's going to be getting a smack in the face, and the ref ain't going to see it. And then that's where Juju's got to be like, "Woosah," you know what I'm saying? Because we need him this game. So we can't be getting him out of the game mentally, and if something happens, out of the game physically.
Now that I think about it, the Knicks might be able to do a lot. They can have Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle in the pick and roll. You could isolate Jalen Brunson and Giannis, and then you can get Julius Randle positioned down low to take advantage of that easy mismatch. So there's a lot of things you could do. You could also have Jalen Brunson going downhill attacking Giannis to get him in foul trouble. So there's a lot of things that we could do that favor the Knicks. We got to stop Giannis. We have to contain him. He has to be contained.
This game is set up, especially without Middleton being there. I mean, this game is set up for R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish and anyone else that's playing a wing type position on our team tonight, right? To go off.
They have two guys.
Going to be scrappy tonight. I think Fournier going to be scrappy tonight with defense.
They got two guys leading the league in like the top 5 or so in block shots per game. I think our win is going to come on the perimeter tonight. I think IQ is going to be very important. I think Fournier has to show up, and we need these guys to shoot tonight. And I think Randall might have the toughest night of all because he's only been effective most of all in the paint this year. So he's not going to be able to get that tonight versus these big guys. So we're gonna have to be effective on the perimeter tonight. Make them D up, and then maybe we can go by them. But we're gonna have to prove we can hit the outside shot first. Otherwise, they're just gonna pack the paint, and that's where we're most effective. So we got to hit shots. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach, you doing a watch along tonight?
I will.
Yeah, plan on it.
Okay.
Wait, what time's the game again? Is it 8 o'clock or 7:30?
7:30 or 8, definitely. It'll probably be 7:30 because
it's in Milwaukee. That's right. So it might be 8 o'clock our time.
Yeah, 8.
7 o'clock their time. Yeah.
Hey, if y'all know, in arenas they don't be full like the New York Knicks, like that Bucks versus Brooklyn. They didn't have a full house in there.
Yeah,
it was like kind of empty seats up in there.
CWC. Speaking of that, February 7th, we're gonna be in Orlando hanging out with Coach. Right? You coming up?
What are you saying? February
7th. February 7th.
All right, I see.
I know you're gonna see, man. Let us know something between. let us know. It's not often. It's not often you get to hang out. I'm saying it's not often you get to hang out with Charlie Ward's cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna get out of here so I can take Miss Mocha to lunch and do some things before we do the watch along tonight. Ivory, man, don't disappear no more, bro. We enjoy having you here, bro. Hey, we love having you. Yeah.
Pleasure being on with you.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man. We appreciate you having you. You know what I'm saying? I like the way you think. I don't always disagree, but I don't always agree or disagree. Sometimes it's just interesting to hear your perspective. You know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes you just be a part, you just there in the audience, just soaking stuff in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's like listening to somebody lecture sometimes. Like you don't have an opinion for or against. Just you know what I'm saying, getting information. That's dope. It's like how me and Coach do. But even though me and Coach, yeah, hey, no doubt, CWC. You know, you our guy. It's like everybody not gonna be like me and Coach. Me and Coach is like two different brothers. We like brothers born at different times at different families, because sometimes he say stuff and I be like ad-libbing for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good. That's what, but anyway.
He's my guy.
Yeah, hype
Hell
man.
yeah.
I'm the hype man. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here, man. It was great talking to y'all, man. It was a dope conversation. Tonight, y'all, we'll probably, whenever the game is, we'll probably set up the thumbnail for that exact time, because the games never start on time.
8:00.
Yeah, so if it's at 8, we'll set the thumbnail for 8, because the games never start on time. They always go through the pregame and all that stuff, so that'll give us some time to chop it up. So, hey, thank y'all for hanging out with us, and for those that were really serious about it, let's go get Joel Embiid.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing them little snippets.
Put all the tickets in
New
the
York
raffle.
Knicks, baby. Let's do it. Peace out to the chat and panel. CWC, the masses out, baby. One love.
Blorange brother.